Hey,
And
everyone.
we're
Welcome
recording.
to the WKN podcast where we discuss all things four-wheel drive and off-roading. These are your hosts.
Thomas,
Stacy.
Dustin.
And I'm Sylvia, and this is our guest.
Patrick Fogle with PDF Diesel Performance. Sorry, I'm a little
It's
slow
okay.
sometimes.
It's his first.
It's his
His first
day.
time. It's fine.
His
But
first time.
It's not our first time. What episode are we on, guys?
8.
This is our eighth time.
Eight.
Eighth.
It's insane. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe like right now so you don't forget.
Throw the
Because
gang sign.
It's free.
yeah, it's free.
All you gotta do
Subscribing
is click the
$0.
button.
And then you won't miss any of our shenanigans. You'll always be alerted to us. That might be why we don't have any subscribers. Maybe they don't
Right.
want the alert.
Maybe
I
they
wouldn't-
don't like our
You can
shenanigans.
shut the alerts off. so
I
that's
actually unsubscribed from us. So
I unsubscribed
Figures.
to myself.
fine. Fun sucker, Dustin.
So what's
So
everybody?
I get the notifications every Friday, so every Friday morning when it gets launched, it pops up.
I
on
know.
my
Thursday
phone.
not,
So,
yeah.
that way,
So what's
whenever
everybody-
it pops up, I go to bed early. By the time it's probably out on Thursday, as soon as I get up on Friday morning, I get you all and then Blue Collar Podcast, Blue Collar Off Road Podcast, and it's my two listening to make it through my Friday. So y'all keep it entertaining,
Love it.
which is very
Awesome.
nice.
Love it. Patrick, are you drinking anything fun today? Or not
We are
fun?
with Thomas.
You're
How
Thomas?
Thomas normally is. We get the water, even though we're almost out, but we got some water.
But how do you
Just
like your
tap?
water?
Oh, wait.
Right.
I didn't see any
Yep.
ice in that cup.
nope, I didn't see
It's
any.
straight from the tap. I just put some in a cup and was like, "Hey,
See?
we're gonna drink it."
No,
you
no
know?
lemon, no ice. Got it.
No.
That's the way you
I mean,
drink
I
water.
do like my ice, but I didn't get any.
Shut up,
You know,
shut up,
I've got
Patrick.
this.
No, you
I've
don't.
got this fancy nugget ice machine. Hey, I got
Hey,
a fancy nugget ice
you
machine.
do.
So
Yes.
That nugget ice is legit.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, because you said you got the crushed up kind, right?
Yeah,
The
like the
crushed
tiny
up like
little
that
circle.
Sonic. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the good
Nice.
stuff.
It's nice. Stacy, what are you drinking?
You caught her with her mouth full. Stuff in her mouth.
Thomas, what are you drinking?
Well, you know what I'm drinking.
Does that
Buc-ee's cup.
Bucky's cup get washed in between?
Let me guess.
It
days?
does.
Water.
I do
It
wash
does.
it. I do wash it occasionally.
Water, extra ice, extra lemons.
No.
All right,
No.
Stacy, now that your mouth is not
Oh,
Hold on.
full.
Up there we
Sorry.
go.
there you are.
Patrick's back.
I hit the wrong button. That's my bad.
In my brand new Stitch cup.
It is so cute. Where did you get that?
Hobby Lobby, of course.
So
That's what.
again, another God's cup. It had to jump in the cart. Is how it is.
We didn't have
Yeah.
a cart. It jumped in my arms.
Even better.
Along with all my other Stitch stuff. Yeah.
Insert
$150
picture here of Stacy with
Yes.
all
So
this
what-
stuff.
So what's in it?
That would be my concoction of iced coffee with cold brew moonshine.
Is it from our favorite Junction 35 or is it from somewhere else?
Nope, it's Junction 35.
We
Sweet.
should get a plug. Junction 35, send us alcohol.
Yeah,
Please.
yes.
Keeps
mean,
us fun.
I could probably find some people I know who could get you, the legit stuff. If you would
Oh.
like.
Oh, we like that
let's
too.
go.
We like that
Yeah.
too.
The legal legit
Yeah, the
stuff.
legal, the legit
Yes,
stuff. You know.
always.
The toilet is
No names
definitely
have been
legal.
mentioned here. He just said
Yeah.
he knows
Banana?
some guys.
Some guy.
We
Or
just have
girls.
to make sure we don't lose our sight, our vision.
Yep.
That's
I
what
know,
we're
And
it's-
this
drinking.
is what's going to get us canceled. Thanks,
Nah,
Patrick.
it's fine. People- it
My
happens.
moonshine.
You know,
What are you drinking, Dustin?
Again, I have the
Greater value.
great
Heck
value
yeah.
drinking
See?
water.
No
Sodium
ice.
bicarbonate.
Early.
No lemon.
No lemon, no ice, baby.
Straight sugar
Straight up-
water or salt
Straight out
water.
of the salt water, yeah.
Salt
straight out of
water.
the
I
bottle.
am
Same
drinking this
water.
really cool thing that I feel like is like a mom drink because I feel like you could drink this at a soccer game and no one would know. Because doesn't it look like coconut water?
It does. I have one in the
But it's-
refrigerator down there.
It's 12%. I don't know if I can get that. Like
No, we
12%
can't.
alcohol.
Yes.
We
So
got
this is
'em.
vibe. Yeah, I have this. Well, we got the same kind. I had them at
Walgreens.
Walgreens.
Yep.
So
And
you
we
show
were
up
already
to
in
Put those in the cooler.
you show up to the soccer game all mean mugging and upset because you're so tired and exhausted because it was so early. By the end of the game, you're all cheering,
You're like,
happy.
Like, go team, you're taking your top off. And then,
whoa,
yeah,
that's
like,
what-
whoa. And then you get kicked out.
Give a
Then you
whole
gotta
new
put on
mom
a
to go ahead. No new meaning to Stacy's mom.
you
I see it
gotta you
happening
just
a
gotta put on
different way, like
a whole new list. You gotta put
a
on a
kid
whole new
grabbing
list.
one or something like that. That
Yeah.
would be the worst thing because it looks like a
Oh,
kid's drink.
it looks
Yeah.
like a coconut water.
Yeah,
It does, yeah.
exactly
It
like
does.
it. It's bright colored. You know, a kid's
So if
definitely
you
gonna
see me
accidentally
at
grab
work
that.
drinking coconut water, mind your business.
It looks like it's in a kid's
ignore
cup.
the 20% on the top. It's fine.
Right. So did everybody have a good
it's-
week? Anybody do anything fun?
I went to Hilton Head. That was awesome.
Oh
Nice.
yes.
So
Jealous.
For the
I
whole
got a
week?
week. Oh yeah, from last Saturday to this past Saturday.
That's
So it was
nice.
a great time, just hanging with family and relaxing on the beach. You know,
You have
that's
family
needed
that
every
lives
once in a while.
in Hilton Head?
No. We all like
Just went
my
there.
sister and brother-in-law got married there, and then we went out for their wedding, really liked it, and then so we try to start a tradition where we're going to try to go as a family every year.
Yeah.
So like me and Elizabeth
Oh,
and the
nice.
kids, and then my brother, sister, her
I'd say
mom, my
that's like a
family.
pretty high end, destination.
It's
It
nice,
is.
I think. Yeah.
It is very nice down there because it's not very commercialized. Like all the
Right.
buildings have a certain spec, like code they have to be in order. Like you don't have the big signage and everything like that on the island. So pretty. It's
Yeah,
pretty nice.
it's
pretty
not like a
laid back.
tourist destination. It's like a
Yeah,
go-to,
there's stuff for you to
yeah.
do, but and there's stuff that is like touristy looking, but it's not touristy looking on the outside. It's when you go inside, you're like, okay, this definitely is like a tourist trap. But there's a lot of cool stuff to see. Like we went to the lighthouse at one day, and it's really cool. It looks like down the 18th green of like one of the golf courses there, and
Nice.
then you can like see another island. You can see out, and it gives all these interesting, cool facts as you're going up. So it was cool to go check out, and it was just cool to relax and not really do anything for a week.
Sure.
Did you have any hurricane problems? Like, did you get any of that weather up there?
We got Thursday. We got a little bit
Like rough water?
yeah, rough water. They pretty much like nobody was out on the beaches. It was overcast for a little bit during the day, like in the morning, but nothing really too crazy. It did drop the temperature a little bit, but hey, by Thursday we were kind of like, all right, we're gonna go hang out. We watched a movie, did some other stuff, and then went around and looked at different things. So it wasn't that bad. There was other stuff we were able to find out and do while waiting for the rough waters to go down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Fun.
You playing the golf
Anybody
while
else?
you're down there?
Some putt. That's about the only extent of the
That's my
golfing I
kind of
do.
golf.
Okay, nice.
I would like to get
Yeah.
in the big golfing because it's a huge we stayed in a house from Saturday to Thursday, and then from Thursday to Saturday we stayed in a uh little apartment style condo thing for a couple of days, and we were literally right next to a golf course. You literally walk out the front door and you're like, oh hey, look, there's a golf course.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The coolest thing I did see down there was while we were we were at this little restaurant called Coco's, and you see these like golfers, like they're looking at something. You can tell they're looking at something, and then all of a sudden, like you see their phones are out, and then they take off running. So I'm guessing they saw an alligator on the golf course and they started coming after him because they took off running. Like they were like, "I'm out of here, let's go."
Nice.
Oh, too funny.
Like one guy was hanging out of the golf cart, like ready to roll, to take off. So it was kind of
Yeah.
cool, and I enjoy it. Hopefully next year, the plan is to if it's warm enough, take the red Bronco you see in the background behind me and my Jeep just to go cruise around. And because you see some like Jeeps and different stuff like that down there, but you don't see anything like with the no top, no doors and all that.
Right.
Of course,
Is it legal there to be no top, no doors? Or no? I know Pennsylvania just made it to where you can like drive with your doors off. So can you do that in Carolina?
We're
You find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find out. If they
So
don't like it, hey,
I
we'll
hear
just load
we
up on the trailer.
invade it like we
Call us
all
for
take our
bail.
Jeeps down there.
Heck yeah.
So let's plan a vacation.
I mean, it's a
Stacy's
good
always
time of
down
year.
for a beach
What's-
trip.
What's
Always.
funny is you see all these people who are down there who I guess they're from other places. Like it was 73 one day, or like 75 one morning or something like that. And I'm like walking around in shorts and a t-shirt. These people who are used to like the warmer climate are like shorts or in like sweaty, or sweatshirts and sweatpants. on the beach, like all zipped up, and I'm just like, that you all came from
Like,
somewhere
what is
where
wrong
it's,
with you
you know,
guys?
yeah.
It's
Because
perfect weather out here. It's perfect short
normally
weather.
I'm with
That-
Thomas because I know how
That would be
Thomas is
me.
when it comes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because I'm
60
normally with
degrees.
you.
I'm throwing hoodies, sweats, jacket,
Same. And
pulling
it
the
was just
Carhartt
weird because
out. Yeah.
I was on the beach and I was just like, oh, this is really weird because it's a different, they're used to it.
It
And I'm
is.
just like, this is awesome. Now, when I get back home and it's like 75 degrees out, I'm like, all right, it's time to kick the heater on.
Yep.
But where's my hoodie at?
Exactly.
What did everybody else get into this weekend? Stacy? Stacy, did you do anything fun Friday or Saturday?
Saturday?
Did we do anything
Uh,
Friday? I actually am not sure.
What did
I'm
we do on
blurry again.
Friday?
I don't think we did anything Friday.
We didn't do
There we
anything Friday.
Why didn't we do
Friday-
anything Friday?
Because sometimes you just need to rest and relax, Thomas. That's why.
Your
Oh.
liver
I was
needs a
thinking we
break.
did
You just need
something.
a night off every once in a while.
I think did you paint? You were off.
No. Does it look like I'm painted?
You're in the guest room. No one goes in there. That's gonna be the last
My
room you
new
paint.
office, and no, it's not painted yet. Same color as the
No,
rest
the
of
only thing
house.
she did was clean the floors.
Mm.
Yes.
And clean the floors she did.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Your
Um,
son.
No, we went to the concert. You and I and our friends went to the concert
Oh, that's right.
on
Did we-
Saturday.
It was a fun time.
And
We went and saw, who'd we see, Stacy?
Buck Cherry. And
Yeah.
Hooker.
And what was the other one? Hooker.
Hooker.
Did she just say butt cherry?
Buck
Hookers and
Hooker.
butt cherry.
We saw Hooker first. They opened. They're a local band, and then Buck.
Yeah,
Cherry.
from LaRue County, I
Yes.
think. is
The
what they-
hookers opened.
The hookers.
The
Hooker. Just
No
one.
surprise
Hooker.
there.
Just
It-
one.
Oh, the
It's
hooker.
just one
Okay.
hooker in the
One
band.
hooker
Okay, I don't
in the
know which
band.
one was the hooker, but one hooker.
Two
I said it
guys
was-
and a hooker.
No.
Doesn't end well. It doesn't end well.
Sounds like a virus.
100%.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Dustin, what
gosh.
did you and the boys do Saturday while we were at the concert?
What did y'all do before we went to the concert?
And during,
We,
yeah.
Well, before we did Rich and Nikki's lift on Donatello.
Yep.
2.5-inch JKS.
Yep.
And Patrick, I don't know if you know anybody at JKS, but
Oh yes, we got an issue with
Their-
JKS. One little issue that we've had
their
to deal
left
with
front
twice.
sway bar disconnect
Link,
bar,
or the bar,
link.
yeah.
the bar that you put in through the bolt hole. I don't know what it is. It's not the nut because the nut's random. But like
So random nuts
the
and
threads
bolts.
are
it's
messed
a
up.
random nut, and you thread it on to the little bar, the quick disconnect bar that you slide it off of, and as soon as you hit the little plastic insert in the nut, like the
Mm-hmm.
Loctite nut, then it strips, and then you have to back it off, and
Like you end up breaking it.
you have to.
Yeah, there is no way
both
around
of the
it. It
times
breaks.
it's broken it off. Like we screwed it on like two
So-
clicks with the ratchet, and then you have to crank it like all the way back off. But it's only the
So
driver's
it
side.
happened on Michael's, and then it happened
on Michael's and it happened on
Nikki's.
his. So then you have to cut it off. You have to rethread it, find the new nut, and put it on there. I don't
And
know
it
what
works
it
fine
is.
after that.
But it comes two in a package, and then there's two separate nuts. So I don't think it's the nuts because the nuts, like I said, a random selection. So you can just grab one and screw it on there, and it threads on fine. And then you get your ratchet on it, you start cranking it down. Once it hits like the plastic little, lock nut deal, then that lock
It's
nut
done.
part strips it out, but only on the longer side, not on the shorter side.
I'd have Rich send me a picture of it or see if I can find one online and then give them a call and say, hey, I've had 2 customers have this happen.
Yeah.
Is there anything y'all recommend? Just because it can't be
Right.
everything. I like
It's
stuff,
happened both. It's happened both times. Luckily, the one that happened on Michael's lift, I had a nut in my
You had a
little
nut that
container that worked, and we cut off the broken end, cleaned up the threads on the end, and then put the
You
new
bolted
nut
right
on. Rich
No
had to
problem.
actually go buy some and come back, and then we cleaned it up, and then he put his on. But I don't know what it is. It's something weird. It's the only thing. I mean, it's crazy. Like you can screw it on there, and then once you start cranking on it, then it's done.
Yeah, you're not taking it back off.
Yeah.
Without breaking it.
So we did that Saturday. Other than that little thing, it went successful pretty quick.
Yep.
It was fine.
Yep.
She's happy
And
with
And then
it.
we left, and then we left, and then you boys did what?
Oh, yeah. David came over and he was helping Mike Lefford with his install on his stereo. Well, David's got all these cool little sound equipment stuff to check your decibel ratings and for sound competitions. And so we did a stock sound competition. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I will say
Yeah,
that
so-
the Nissan Armada with the Bose system won.
He outlawed it.
I
Now that we know what
outlawed
that
it.
is.
David didn't say
he
that I
cheated it.
couldn't outlaw it, and I did.
So
and
he
I won.
released pressure, increased pressure like that, and jumped up like 2 decibels for a pressure change.
Hey.
So, but
He didn't say I couldn't do that. So
no, but nobody
Winning
else
is
did
winning,
it.
bro.
So it's
Yeah,
no,
yeah, he allows outlaw.
no, you cheated.
David
you
allows
cheated.
outlaw.
You cheated. There was no. There was
you're
actually
just
no
mad
rules.
because I beat you by like 2 decibels when I did it.
No, you beat me by 8 decibel, and it was only because you had to cheat to beat. But that's
Cheat
okay.
to beat.
That's
Winning is
okay.
winning.
He read the gray area. There's always a gray area you
Yes,
gotta
there
avoid,
is.
you know.
No,
Yeah.
there's
Thomas
no
didn't
gray.
utilize the
Stacy,
gray
you're
area,
blurry.
and he's salty about it, and I did, and I won, and that's it. What can I say?
Why did you flip Dustin off, Stacy?
Whoa.
Because you're blurry. Whoa.
Oh wait,
Earthquake.
what are you
Stacy's
doing?
having an earthquake up there.
we can't hear you either, Stacey.
I know because I muted myself because I was talking to
Oh.
the dogs.
Okay.
But
No,
Like you're
until mom,
no.
because I already knew I was blurry.
Oh,
Now you're
You're still
slightly
blurry.
blurry again.
Yeah, so they had a fun
Is that blurry?
read
yes,
between the lines,
Whoa.
folks.
that
little
was
bit.
blurry.
We're gonna have to cut that out.
Stacy's on her. Put butterflies on it like I did the last video.
No, you should have like a bird land on it. That'd be so funny.
Have a bird land on it. Yeah. A little. Yeah. There you go, Dustin.
That's gonna be a lot of editing. I don't know if I got time for
There
that.
is. There's already going to be a lot of editing.
So
Oh,
so
you're
we
back.
covered Friday and Saturday. Thomas, anything fun Sunday?
We went and did the event that did the Wheats actually set that up, or I'm not for sure.
It was.
I can't
it
even
was
remember the
Sin
name of
Gym.
it actually.
It was the Jeep Club Sin Gym and Backyard Junkies, I believe, or Back
Oh
Row
yes.
Junkies.
Yep.
But it
Yeah.
was, but the Wheats, I believe, Jen and Mark maybe help organize it and put it on.
'Cause
I'm not sure.
she was
actually,
doing a lot of the MC of it, so she was doing a lot of the coordination and whatnot. So
well, I should know this, but they may be the founders of Sin Gym. I'm not actually sure, but it was to benefit the dog or the Dogs Helping Heroes,
yes,
that organization that helps veterans. I'm assuming just veterans, correct? Not like, what about like police or firemen? We should have
I'm pretty
that.
sure it's like all first responders, military.
Anybody that needs a dog, they try to get them. They said within a year, right?
Yeah, it takes about
Yeah.
6 months to train a dog.
And it costs 6,000 or 8,000. What'd they say?
It was around. I want to say. I think they said 6. It was
Yeah,
around
so it's
6
like
grand to train a dog.
$6,000.
For 6 months.
Yeah, to get you a dog and trained and all of that. But they have fundraisers, and I know they raised close to $2,000 this last weekend
Mm-hmm.
for that. But what
Yeah.
all did we do there?
So they had a show and shine, of course, and they also had a flex ramp set up, and then they had raffles. They had some really nice stuff on the raffles.
They
They had all
did.
kinds of stuff. They
Yeah.
had some really cool stuff. I can't remember a lot of the stuff that they had, but
I know that
they had
they
some. They
had-
had some rough country equipment. They had some Terraflex stuff.
Rhino.
Rhino
Rhino
yep,
USA.
They had a lot of recovery stuff, and they had a lot of cool stuff and little goodie baskets, hats, t-shirts, stickers, all that good fun stuff too. And
Yeah.
it all went to raise money for that charity.
Yeah, the Dogs Helping Heroes. It was fun.
Yep.
I think
And
it
they
was a
had
good time.
they had a Chuck-a-Duck contest.
Oh yeah, they did do a check it out. Yep, sure did.
Mhm.
And it was freaking windy.
It
Holy
was.
crap.
You're like throwing the
And then
ducks
they were
in the
throwing the
wind,
ducks in
and
the
they're trying to
wind.
get it next to this little bitty flag that they had set out
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't worth
Yeah.
it.
If
It
you
was,
were like launching it and it was like spinning up in the air
And-
and it landed like way short.
and it
was
would
fun.
land like 2 feet in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
We
wind
had
was crazy.
It was kind of fun though, because the five of us that are generally rolling together, 5 Jeeps went down, but then we had 2 of our Indiana couples
yes.
come. One came all the way from Indianapolis,
Yep.
Rachel, and I forget her husband's name, but he drives Henri, and I know Monkey, I think is, she said, call him Monkey, but I can't remember his real name. And then I'm also going to forget the couple from Borden, and both of them we
Yes.
actually met in Tennessee on our Tail the Dragon ride. So it was really
Yep.
cool to
For
meet
them
back
to
up
come
with
out
them again.
and yeah, sure did.
Mhm.
And
And Rachel says she watches. So hey, Rachel, what's up, girl? What's up?
She probably won't watch this one. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, this will be the one. Comment below so I know you saw your shout out.
yeah. There you go. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a busy weekend as usual.
Yeah. Anything else? I can't think of anything else that we did.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Sylvia got beat by a stock wheelbase TJ on the flex
Yes.
ramp.
She did.
So I will
Patrick,
say
I
that.
went 104 inches. I had an 881. I just want to tell you. And I was winning and winning and winning. And in the stock TJ,
Well,
I'm
the
pretty sure.
TJ with a 93.5-inch wheel-base went
His
90
name was
inches up the
Copperhead.
ramp.
He deserved it. He was great.
He had
How far did you go up the
he had
ramp?
a rough country
He got like 90.
skid plate system with a triangulated 4-link and a 3-link in the front, and he
Yeah.
went 90
I think-
inches up.
Did he go 90 or 87? Or
I think
he was very damn
I think
close.
he went
beat me.
90.
So
It
he
was
pretty much
flexible.
It doesn't
almost
matter.
went his whole wheelbase up the ramp.
Yes,
Pretty much.
Yes.
Came
It was
down to.
impressive.
He had little bitty tires.
He had 35s.
It
Yeah.
looked like he was stretched because his 35s were so his tires were so small compared to the rest of his Jeep. It looked like his Jeep. Everyone, even Mark, was like, "No, I know that's stretched. Like, I'm pretty sure I stretched it." And then we got the
You're like,
thing
nope.
and
Yeah,
womp, womp.
he's like, hold on, he measured wheelbase,
no
and
stretch.
he measured it, and it's like, no,
94. That's
he had,
crap.
I think he had 14-inch ORIs in the back, and then he had a coil spring and a shock in the front.
We'll have to find him. I bet he's on social media. We'll have to be his friend.
Maybe, yeah. It
Tell
worked
him
good
not
for
to
him.
come when I'm coming because I want to win. I did get some, but I did.
Oh no, he's going to show up on purpose.
Oh, he's gonna absolutely. Like
probably-
every time that.
You probably could have won if you had shorter springs.
Shut up, Dustin.
Just saying.
If you just give me some longer shocks, we already discussed this, and more bump stops next time.
Ooh.
That's not gonna make you win.
Nah, because it makes me not go up as far, but my droop longer. He was trying to explain it with the springs, but he done messed up. Because
Done
as he was
messed up.
explaining, I'm like, so if my shock is longer and there's a little bump stop thing, isn't that do the same thing? And he was like, I'm like, I ain't
you
going
flip
towards
over
Not
on
it.
the trail.
really. Not really.
Well,
I only need 14 more inches. It's fine.
Only.
Right.
To get a
don't we
1,000
all?
on that.
Don't we all?
But I did win best JLU
Yep.
You did.
Okay, yeah.
or JL or JLU. There
Yeah.
was
The JLJLU.
some nice ones there. That one purple Rain 392. If I don't know that she wheels, so I don't know that she'll like build it, but
It
it was
doesn't.
so
doesn't-
pretty.
well, can't say
It was
that
so
they
pretty.
don't, but it was definitely cleaned.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely
Like she
clean.
might be more of a show. But can you imagine if you like? Oh, guess what, Patrick? I beat Clyde by 2 inches, and he's got 4 inches on me, wheelbase wise. Just saying.
Which one's
Just
Clyde?
saying.
No, 2 inches. The tan one that is on those on the Wheats videos.
Wheats off
sometimes.
road.
Okay.
He's on 40. He's on 43s. He's going to be with us
got-
at the end of the month. He's
He's
going
got
to
a
wheel with us at the end of the month.
JK 43-inch stickies, 17s, like full hydro,
Oh,
LS,
freaking awesome!
LS swap, and the whole deal.
Yeah, it was really
he's
nice.
3
setup.
inches, 3 inches in the front and 3 inches in the. Isn't that what he said? 3 in the front and 3 in the back.
So
Like
6-inch
a
stretch on his
122.
factory.
It's
factory
amazing.
122, I think, or so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
it's
right around it.
amazing. Because that's 4 inches than me. Yeah, 4 inches. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Dustin, the other, there was only 2 Gladiators, mine and what about the other one, Dustin?
Oh yeah, the one that won Best Gladiator that had the Bob motorbilt bed.
That was so ugly.
It was so awesome.
Ugly.
It was
Just
awesome.
It
saying.
was ugly.
He had a backseat to
He had
leave.
a Bob bed and he won Best Gladiator, so there's that.
But I did outflex him by a
did.
lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he's a piece of. Never mind. You have an awesome Jeep. Woo me.
But you
She
know
doesn't
what,
like
Mark?
Bob beds.
She does not like
I
Bob beds
do not
at
like
all.
Bob beds.
She's got a Lorena
And
Bobbitt
Patrick
Thomas.
has kind of had
Yeah.
a change of heart on that, but I know secretly deep down he's like, we should, but no, we won't.
It looks
You definitely
good. It looks
should. They look
good.
so freaking cool. with the Bob
Sometimes
bed.
I want to get rid of my back and make mine a trunk like that, like a short, look like a truck bed. But then I don't
Well,
know where I put my roll
my
bars and all my.
Gladiator. Shorten
No,
the
I don't want a
wheelbase.
Gladiator. I want
put the
mine
Bob
just
bed on.
sometimes look like a truck a little bit.
Hers is already a Bob bed. She just has to take the top off the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. So just buy a Wrangler and
Patrick,
put
and
some
then just
windows
Patrick
in.
just needs to weld about another 6 inches and it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she needs is a ton of overhang.
Right.
You can maybe
then we'll just
angle
put
it
the
up.
wheelbase back a little bit. We'll just pull the wheels back a little
It can
bit.
have that angle of like what's those smart trucks? What are those things called? The electric trucks that are super stupid.
Tesla?
Tesla. It have that
The Cybertruck?
angle of like the
Cybertruck.
Yeah. It's so dumb. Sorry, Tesla. Not sorry. It's
Patrick, when
So
Motorbilt
what you're
makes
saying
when
is
Motorbilt
you-
makes a
you want a
long bed
Cybertruck.
for the Gladiator, Thomas wants to get that.
They do have a long bed for the Gladiator.
No, he does not.
Well, not a. It's the normal 5-foot bed. They do have one.
You can't say, Stacy, what Thomas wants because you're not Thomas.
Really?
And Thomas's
Really?
Jeep is not
I think I can.
yours.
Yes, I can.
She
Just
definitely
like
she has
she
something
tells
I
you
like.
what
You can-
can.
So I got to go with it. If she says don't do it, then
happy wife, happy life.
Patrick's gonna agree.
I think Dustin agrees too, considering he keeps working on the Jeep. So
Yep.
you know,
Is
That
it,
is true.
speaking of working on Jeeps, is anybody working on their rigs this week? Not you, Patrick. You wait.
Stop.
You
Patrick,
wait.
no.
Hold
You wait,
it.
Patrick.
Stop. Are any of us working on anything? I know I was telling Dustin stuff yesterday.
I'm not actively working on anything, but I do before we head to the meet and greet ride. I think I want to do the steering upgrade to the booster. That steering booster.
I don't know what that is.
I think who is it? Is it Apex has the? Is
PSC.
it Apex? Yeah.
PSC.
No,
PSC has
not the
one, I
Ram,
think
not the
Apex-
Ram, but just the.
no, PSC has
booster.
an upgrade for it, and then so does Apex. I think
Yeah.
they
How
both
much are
kind of share
those?
some of the similar part.
Yeah,
How much
Thomas,
are
how
those?
much are those?
How much is
Well,
it?
I'm just trying to
it's
see if
under
it's-
400, and it boosts by like 40%.
Does
So
it have
he
a steering
knows
box in it?
If it's under 2,000, I can't say anything because that has to be what he keeps Patrick's bill under. So.
Well, Speaking of,
Yeah, I got that on my laptop. I just haven't finished it up. I
Let's
gotta
send
finish
the,
up.
send the
Everybody,
invoice, Patrick.
Yeah.
Send the invoice.
but,
Yeah,
That's
it's the-
two
yeah, it's
different
the-
invoices, so I
know.
can't say.
it's the
Yeah.
it's the Apex. The Apex is a steering booster kit. It's 385.
Does it come with a box?
the cooler.
Does it come
No.
with the box thing that's broken in?
No. It's not the Ram. It's not the
I
Ram.
don't-
It's just the booster.
So it won't
Yeah,
fix
you-
my problem.
I do know that the redneck.
It's not the
Ram
steering box,
comes
it's just
with
a little booster
instructions
to
on
help
how
increase the pressure.
You can increase the pressure on your own steering box because that's what
And
they do there.
But it comes with
But I
it
don't
comes
know.
with the cooler too, though. You're
Yeah.
gonna need the cooler because of the excess.
the
heat
cooler,
pressure.
yeah, the cooler you.
Oh,
definitely
like how
need
mine had
because-
the hot letters on it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because you couldn't go over the rock garden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
I-
I'm looking at
yeah.
it right now.
Because your tire was
Um,
wedged in between two giant
Yeah.
rocks and you were trying
It
to
was.
turn it and it got overheated.
It wasn't happening.
yeah.
I know,
And it
Thomas. I told
also,
Dustin.
I was like, and it
Go ahead.
also corrects the like when it gets really cold and sometimes the steering doesn't want to turn and then it kicks in all of a sudden. It helps clear that too. Keeps it from freezing.
Belt-driven pumps don't do that. Just FYI, you know.
What don't? What does it?
Belt-driven boat.
Belt-driven.
Yeah, instead of
belt-driven
electric.
pumps.
It's
Yeah,
the electric.
those nice electric ones. Of course, electric ones are pretty cool if you like rig them up to run rear steer and everything like that, like they do on monster trucks.
That'd be so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
it's how a
told
couple of
Dustin-
cop buggies have.
I need Dustin to fix my sway bar end links. He's got to cut them down so that way I have a little bit more stretchy stretch. And then there was something else I asked him to do. What was the other thing I asked you about?
He needs to change that joint on the passenger
I need
side.
to change the I think it's the left rear, the driver's rear joint.
Is it that
you bent
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like in half? That
Well, should you though, or should you leave it so that way if I break it again, just throw it in the car, and
Whatever.
in case I hit it again, that way I don't break the new
Next
one.
weekend?
I
2
mean,
weekends, 3 weekends, 3
Really?
weekends.
Yeah, it's in in
What are
2,
you
3
doing?
weekends.
Does it make it to where I can't? Does it make it like anything bad happens if I drive it like it is right now? Can I wheel it like that, or is it gonna
no,
hinder me?
it's fine. That's the reason I had
What
to
are you
stretch the
doing?
one side out again because your Jeep was pulling to the right because you bent that link and it shortened up the one side and then
Mm-hmm.
it's all swerving to the right. So then I stretched it back out and then I was like, oh wait, that's bent. But luckily,
No.
Metal Cloak sent us a new one for free.
Sure did.
Because Will's amazing. Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Will's
Did
the
y'all
best.
ever clearance the drive shafts?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I was just wondering. There's something you can add to the list of
That's
stuff to do for the week.
that's on the list also.
That's
Yeah.
on the list.
think
I was about to say.
I have to have a
And-
whole new
and
one.
what's bad is it wouldn't take 20 minutes. I
Yeah,
shouldn't have set a
and
time.
Clear it.
and
I shouldn't
rear,
have set a time. Now
we can't
everything's just gonna fall
clearance
apart.
her rear drive shaft until we get a new one. Because
I have to get a new drive
But
shaft.
the
I
front
can't get
one,
the front one we
It's
can't
not-
clearance with the skid plate.
The skid plate,
Does my front one do something now?
it
It
rubs
rubs
on the
on your
skid
skid
plate
plate.
just like mine does.
Yeah, I thought we
Yes.
talked about it at
Fudge.
Shelby
We did.
Youth Invasion
We
or
did.
whatever it was. Yeah,
We
okay.
did. We did.
You know how many times I've slept since then? I don't remember.
Like
That's all
three.
right. We remember. We just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, just
And-
as
and
long
that-
as you guys remember.
Realistically, it just taking a grinder to it, cutting it down,
Yeah.
repainting it, and then done. And it's really not a
It's not.
lot. I mean, it's probably maybe 3 to 4 inches that we'll have to cut to make.
Yeah, we
I
just gotta
think
cut
we
it.
looked at it like a 3-inch area, maybe like
Yeah.
down a
Yeah,
half
we just
inch.
gotta cut a
if
little
that,
notch out
you
of
know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah, just a small
I
notch.
just don't want to be the only one winching whenever we go to the meet and greet. Because I was telling Dustin yesterday is that like I don't know, around us, I know that my Jeep is completely capable, but then sometimes when you get with like certain Jeeps like Clyde, then I'm like, oh my gosh, my Jeep sucks.
Well, I
And I'm
told her
probably gonna
like hers
not be able to get up anything.
hers is in between. Like Clyde's is a JK built strictly for wheeling. Like he's got stickies, full hydro,
Yeah.
coilovers, half door, like nothing.
I know, but
He
I don't want to
he
be
probably
the
keeps it in
sucky
the
friend
garage.
that nobody
Right,
wants to.
trailers
That
it
they're
wherever he
like,
wants to go. Yours is not that. So
And I'm
until
going to
you're
be
ready
the only one with a Gladiator, more than likely.
Until
No.
until you're ready to
I'm
stuff
glad.
legs in
I'm
that
glad
next
you're
level,
going
then-
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going
Except-
first.
Except if you annoy them all on Friday, then they're going to be super annoyed with me on Saturday.
That's all
like,
right.
why
They'll
did
be
she-
annoyed.
No, I'm sure it'll be
No,
fine.
we'll be
but yeah,
fine.
you don't want to be like the we're gonna winch her all day. That's gonna be stupid. I'm having
No.
some whatever it's called. I need to talk myself up. You can do it,
As long as
Goldilocks.
y'all
Self-doubt.
don't
You got
bring
it.
friends that have never wheeled before, we're good.
Yeah. I know I'm gonna have all the extra weight too, so let's see. But you guys are gonna be hopefully walking and recording some too. When we go up,
Well-
when I go up, why can't I think of what it's called? Widowmaker. I'm gonna need everybody out because I can't have my back end any heavier.
Take the subs out.
They are. I have to put
Well,
because I
yeah,
feel to drag
the
that
spare will be
40
back
Oh, yeah,
down.
we got to have a spare tire. So
But you don't have to have it
Uh,
on your Jeep. You just
yeah,
have to
I was
have it
gonna
at a
say-
place.
you don't have to, but it'd probably be a good idea.
I mean,
to.
Well,
but
I
it-
can't. Where are you guys gonna sit? I can't because it takes up my whole back seat.
You got to drop your
and,
back seat for it to fit back
we'll
there.
have to open the back window and lean it against the tailgate.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
we
It's
can
gonna
do
fall
that.
out.
I would just leave it on Tom, strap it to Thomas's bed of his Jeep, and then
That's
worry
what I
about it
said.
if
We
it
could like
happens.
literally
It's-
chain it to a freaking tree or some shit. I don't care.
There's gonna be plenty of people on there who are gonna have like a 37, and you can run a 37 like to get yourself off the trail
Yeah.
if something does happen. But I don't see it really, anything happening
It'll.
like
I'm
most
sure
of the
it'll be fine.
guys. I think one of the extreme groups last year, I'm pretty sure they had like there was 10 of them. They had one spare for the 10 rigs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
Right.
and I'll have that
They, of
bag,
course,
that side tire fix stuff. I have that. And Thomas is going to get one of those
So-
too,
blue
the better
Side-
one.
Side
Blue tread,
tire
yeah.
fix stuff. You're so
Yeah,
funny.
shut up, Thomas. You knew what I was talking about.
I know, but still, it's still funny. You know that
But
thing that does this thing and it goes on that one thing. Oh yeah,
But if
sure. We know
Scotty
exactly
comes,
what you're talking about.
if Scotty comes down Saturday, I can put it in his bed too because he won't have. Ooh, and then if my tire falls off, then you could bring your chainsaw and then you could cut me a wood that's a 40,
Oh yeah,
like the
I'll
picture
cut
you
you-
sent me today.
Yeah,
Like the Peck brothers. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
cut
I
down
mean-
a tree and
Stacey's nice.
Stacy. We'll cut down a tree and make you a tire.
Moving
I
on.
almost kind of that would be so
Moving on.
fun.
Stacy's like, moving on.
So,
I guess we could go ahead and get to what this week's episode is actually about.
I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying this too. You know, I can run through my. Give me 5 minutes. I'll get through my stuff. We'll be good to go. We can make this joke around. Okay, I got
See,
you.
Patrick gets to listen to all of this, and now he's actually a part of all of this crazy.
He listens to it every week, and then
He does.
Yeah, I was gonna say-
he just,
and
like,
he's
scrolls down
constantly
and
messaging us
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, when is it going to be released? When are we? Do I get? Can I get an early? Can I see it early?"
And
I'm
and
trying to
just
help.
whenever
You
we
know,
hang out. Yeah, whenever we hang out, he hears this shit totally the whole time too. So
Yeah,
this is
he's like, "Can y'all just
just
send it
give
to
Patrick the login
me?"
to.
Just,
no.
but then,
But we
then
need-
you'll
we
then you
need
won't
that
have anything
view.
for Friday to listen.
We need
to.
that view.
I know.
You
He
won't
has
have
to go
anything
back and
Friday.
I
listen
still
to
listen
it.
to it on Friday. I'll just turn it
Oh
on
my
in the
gosh.
shop. Let everybody else listen to it too.
When y'all
you know?
start, you
There you
know, talking about cutting down trees, chaining tires to trees, I'm like, really, guys? Come on.
Hey, you gotta do what
Red.
you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do. I
That's
saw
okay,
someone.
because me and Thomas went over to a secure, it wasn't secured area, but it's part of Fort Knox, and there was a road that was marked as a road. It was not a road. And he was like, dang it, I don't have my chainsaw. And I was like, you cannot start cutting trees down on Fort
Not on
Knox.
government property.
Uh,
They didn't. They didn't do it, Uncle Sam. They didn't do it. It was just a thought.
It's just it's
Thoughts
one of
on
the
illegal.
training areas for cadet summer training. So
but
it's
was Thomas
it's not
working for the
actually on
government at
Fort
that
Knox,
time
but
because
it's
he
part
could
of
have?
Fort Knox.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically,
No,
Thomas
It's where,
they were on
it's one of
top
the
of the
cemeteries, too.
hill.
I was showing
on
Stacy where
Magra
one of the
Hill,
cemeteries was at too.
And I was like, he was like, well, we could go down. I was like, no, we're not, because no one knows we are out here. No
like, it'll be
one.
We're gonna
fine.
die.
It won't. It'll be fine. It'll be.
I guarantee you, the
fine.
government knew you were out there.
Oh, absolutely.
100%, they knew you were out there.
Nope.
There's
No, but it was
cameras and stuff out
but we
there.
went by Boone Cemetery, so it's off of 31 where where you start going up and down the hill where it's all kind of the concrete barriers are at. We actually were looking over that.
Off
Yeah,
the
y'all
drink
can
water.
drive out
Hey,
there.
did
It's
you
not
guys
secure.
did you guys have your cell phones with you?
I did.
Then they know.
Then the government
And
knew
I
you
had
were
my
out there.
They
Just
know.
saying.
It's
We had their cell phones
how
shut
many
off.
people get lost and the government can't find them? Think about
That
this,
is true.
guys.
That's true.
Exactly. Like-
Can we say hurricane?
Exactly.
Just recent.
Anyway, let's
We
go
don't know where
to
it's at.
before we get canceled.
And,
Again,
and-
we're
Back to this
always
week's
Podcast
topic.
over. See you guys. It was fun while it lasted.
Too much.
There's
We got
actually black Suburbans pulling up in front of our house
Right
so-
now. Wait, was there a knock at the door? What?
no,
They don't knock.
Don't answer
Dude,
that.
they don't knock.
don't knock.
They don't knock.
Wait. So
They don't-
last night on our way
Oh.
home, what happened, Thomas?
Idiot drivers is what happened.
We had some guy follow us. I thought he was going to run us off the road, actually. Follow us because he thought I cut him off.
So the 2-lane or the 4-lane that we were on, 2 lanes going, 2 lanes coming, it merged. Well, we were in the lane that actually went straight. Stacy was in behind me. I was in front, and this guy pulled up beside us at the red light. And then, of course, he tried to take
Speed
off
up.
quick to get in front of us. Well, he wasn't getting in front of me. Well, he was trying to get in front of Stacy. Literally drove on the median or on the shoulder until we came up to a bridge where he had to stop and get in behind her because he was trying to get in front of her. Yeah.
Nice.
And then he was riding her butt the whole way. And then he was trying to pass when other cars were coming. And so then I told Stacy, we were on the radio, and I was like, Stacy, as soon as I tell you, pass me, so he'll be behind me and not behind you. So then she passed. Of course, he tried to follow, and I kind of nudged where he couldn't. And so
Leave my wife alone.
pretty much. And so then he was riding my butt, and then
You
it
should have
was-
brake checked him.
Okay, so honestly,
stinky.
even if someone cuts me, as long as they're not doing it to be a jerk, most people, I'm just like, oh, they're a bad driver too. Half the time, I'm a bad driver, so whatever.
Oh
as
no,
long as
this
they're
was
not being
beyond bad
aggressive.
driver.
No, this
yeah.
was
He was
very
being
No, no, I'm
stupid
saying-
aggressive.
He
No,
was
no, I'm
trying
saying-
to run me off the road.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you
Between
would have
us.
cut me off, I
Oh,
would have
I
thought,
got
oh,
you.
she's a bad driver, and went on with my life.
No.
Dustin, on the other hand, is a road rager in my Jeep. So anybody who's watching this, if Goldilocks flips you off, it's not me. It's not me, because I don't give a shit. I
It's
don't
probably
care.
her.
It is her.
He's gonna run you over.
It's her.
No, I get mad. I get mad over certain things, but road rage is not. Don't flash me, because they ain't my brides. I just got good headlights. I will flash the shit out. I will X-ray you. X-ray. So no,
No,
that
but
makes me mad, but not
we
like
got
cutting
up
me
to
off.
we got up to
And if
another
you
red
tailgate
light.
me, you're gonna hurt yourself, not me. I don't give a shit. Hit my bumper, please.
Yeah.
We got up to the
That
next
bumper's been
red
hit
light to
so many
actually go to
times.
Irvington, and he went around me onto the median and got next to her. And he was, I guess, I didn't know what I thought he was going to try and pass the car that was in front of us. So then I jumped in and actually blocked him where he couldn't go. But he
Maybe
was,
he didn't
Stacy,
like
what was he saying
switch.
to you? No, he actually was saying something to Stacy.
No. He was like, roll down your window, and I was like, what, and playing stupid. And I finally rolled down my window. He's like, why'd you cut me off? I was like, I didn't cut you off. He's like, you cut me off. And I was like, I didn't cut you off. And he was like, yeah, you cut me off. Why was you trying to cut me off? I was like, your
And you
lane
care?
ended.
You care for 10 miles? Like, seriously, who
I know.
gives a shit?
He
Who
said,
cares?
I said, your lane ended. He's like, you cut me off. I said, your lane ended and your bumper never passed mine. How did I cut you off?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, he started following us.
cares?
We
You're
were
in your
getting
Jeep,
actually
be happy.
closer to our house too. We were getting close to our house. I was like,
We're a
this is
mile
about to
from
turn
our
into
house.
an incident.
Yeah,
It's like,
I was
Stacy,
gonna
you
say,
ready
if,
to
he,
call
Yeah.
if, he's,
911?
if he's dumb enough to pull into your,
And
you
call
know.
411 first.
yeah, see where you did.
but then he started. Then all of a
He's
sudden,
That's
joking. He's
that's
joking. We're not
811.
violent people.
That's 811.
whatever it
Just
is,
as we went into Hardin County, he decided he didn't want to play.
I think he
no more.
missed his. I think he actually missed his turn because he like backed way off and then popped
What
a
is
U-turn on
what
the
does
two-lane
Deborah
road.
Lee always say? Don't, or if you want, what is it like? Don't. What is it? It's like, don't. If you won't be none, there won't. What does she say?
Don't
I don't
start
She's
know.
one,
like,
there
Deborah
won't
Lee
be
put in the
none.
comments.
Yeah, don't start one. No,
Don't
don't be
start
what?
none, there
Yeah,
won't be
Deborah
none.
Lee, add it in the comments, please.
yeah.
Don't
Oh,
start none.
Jesus.
There won't be
Funny.
none.
It's like the F around and find out, but funnier.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah, it was
like-
about to be
yeah.
an F around and find out.
Also,
I was about
Hey,
to call
Crushed
and have
pineapples.
them meet
Crushed
us.
pineapples. Crushed pineapples.
Hold
I'm
on.
joking.
everyone remember we have a guest.
That's our
tonight.
safe word.
It's
Oh
Patrick.
yeah, we got a guest. So
We're an
who's
That's
our
our
hour
safe
into
word.
guest?
this.
Who
We're
are
an
we?
hour into this podcast.
When we get too far
We're
off, when
talking
we get
about
too far off,
bullshit.
it's crushed pineapple.
So who's our guest? What's his
Yeah,
name? Where's he
Patrick.
from?
Yeah.
What does he do?
Who
Uh,
are you? Mhm.
My
Who
name's
are
Patrick
you? Where are you
Fogle.
from?
I was born in Detroit, lived in Louisville all my life, so I pretty much work for the local school board on buses during the day from my main job, and on the side I run PDF Diesel Performance and Offroad, and try to help people build cool stuff. And
Yeah.
Hence,
I think we helped Thomas do his. We
Right
helped
here.
on Goldilocks getting her set up right, figured out the long arm issue and everything like that, and finally getting that thing to flex, which I know we all scratched our heads for I don't know how long.
very
Long
long.
time.
Yeah.
Pulling our hair out.
Several months.
Yeah. And I kind of got into this, just my dad worked on cars when I was growing up. In fact, the red Bronco in the background, as you can see it right there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
It originally, my dad bought that for $1,000 back in the 90s,
Oh
Wow.
wow.
and he rebuilt it. It was baby blue to begin with. And then my mom said, "Oh, well, Patrick needs a vehicle when he turns, 16. The Bronco's just kind of chill. Why don't y'all do some repairs on it?" And it was supposed to be add seat belts because I don't think it had seat belts in it because it was a 66 and they were an option in 1966. They weren't standard. Like you can literally look at an options book from Ford and you'll be like, "Oh, look, seat belts right here for like 10
Yeah.
cents, you know?" So it was add seat belts, add disc brakes, and what else did she? Oh, power steering because it was originally manual steering because it was 66 and power steering wasn't thought of for on the Broncos until like 1973 somewhere right, the early 70s.
Yeah.
So me and my dad took that and ran with it. And let's see, what did we do? Oh, we put a 3.5 inch long travel suspension lift on it. Um, Found a Dana 44 from a 76 Bronco that had disc brakes. Put that in there. Power steering, power brakes, off-road
Nice.
tires, off-road, 35s, the
Yeah.
big flares that you see on it, front and rear bumpers. And then we painted it red. And actually, the picture that's in the background, that is the original paint. We painted it in 2005 with red spray cans. The only thing that's ever been touched up is the hoods. We've run through 3 different hoods. We had a stock hood, another hood, cow hood, and then we put this one on it. And yeah, we completely redid it. And my mom was always like, it all started with this thing, and it was supposed to be disc brakes and power steering and seatbelts. And
That's how
it's
it
got
always
seatbelts.
is.
It's got 5 point harnesses. They tie into the roll
So
cage.
did
It's got a
you
six.
did you drive it when you were 16? Was that your vehicle or did they get you a daily?
I drove it for a little bit, and then it just kind of became one of those things. My mom ended up with a new car, so I ended up something that was a little bit safer that had an airbag. I still ended up with a '96 Bronco, so I've got the first year Bronco, the '66, and the last year. Well, technically, the last year of the first run of
The
Broncos,
real
the
Bronco. Yeah.
19, yeah, the 1960 or the 1996. So
Was that the
it
OJ
kind of
Bronco? Was that what your his was? The
yeah, the
white one?
OJ. Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
That's
we have
my
an all
favorite.
black one.
OJ Bronco.
It's at my
I
dad's
love
shop,
those.
just kind of
Yeah.
shoved in the back. I've got a new engine for it. It has a 351 and it's, got some issues, but I've got a like a 20,000 mile Gen 1 Lightning 351 Windsor that's going to go in it. And I'll get that back up and going and, had the first year last year. So it's a fun time. That's all what got it started.
Now, did your dad,
Nice.
like I know you're kind of you were building it as a wheeling machine. Did your dad wheel or were you the first generation wheeler?
My dad sort of will, but he wasn't like what I did. He kind of had a 75 Blazer. Like he got all started in this, and I think he was in the military. And was at Fort Knox. His dad was stationed at Fort Knox. He bought a 75 Blazer, lifted it on 38. Definitely took it back on some of the tank tracks they had back there and got it
Mhm.
buried to the frame rail. He did a little bit of it.
Your dad's cool. I like your dad.
Yeah.
And then he got the Bronco, and I got into wheeling really. A buddy of mine, Tyler Kometz, we went to high school together. We just kind of clicked. I was a football player in high school, and he was not a football player. And his mom thought it was always funny that we were like best friends. So he bought a Jeep 2-door Wrangler TJ, and then we just kind of I took the '96 go wheeling a little bit. The red Bronco went wheeling. Heck, I towed the red Bronco with the '96 Bronco to go wheeling to different places. It towed all the way down to like Tennessee to go wheeling a couple times. And then kind of one point, my dad was like, "Okay, this thing's getting a little expensive to repair when you do kind of break it." Because I mean, we did some body panels. We hit hard enough on one trail here in Kentucky. Actually, is not it's out towards Taylorsville. We were with K and I back in the day at their winter picnic or summer picnic, and I jammed the right or the left front tire hard enough into a tree that it broke the pitman arm,
Oh,
Wow.
and
wow.
we had to weld it back together
To
so
get it
we
off
could
the
tow it
trail.
home. Yeah, to get it off the trail. So I've been doing it wheeling on and off. I've had a razor, some four wheeler, done some four wheelers, some razors. I always gravitate back to something I can drive on the street. And
Yeah.
I don't like the razors, they got crazy in price. And I was like, well, dang, at this
Yeah.
particular point in time, you can buy a 4-door, Jeep or Bronco and
Right.
build it from there. I mean, at one
We,
point I did have a,
we were talking to somebody at Interlake, and he pulled up in a Razor. We were pulling Scotty out of something,
Oh
and
yeah.
Like, man, how much does that cost? He's like, yeah, it's like 34,000. What I paid for it. I was like, dude, that's insane
Yeah.
for a
Yeah, it's
racer.
crazy how much those things can get.
You can get.
It wasn't
I know,
even
listen,
that built either.
No,
Like
I mean it was
wasn't
just like
that,
a regular
it was not even
four-door,
that
like a four-door
I
racer.
expect big coilovers. I expect 40s. I expect you better have a stereo, like a badass, like like the one like Nick Lumberg has. That's what I expect. Not that looked like it came off the lot. I'm like, hey, we can't
There's
afford one
some
of
get up
them.
to 50,
Yeah, I
60
was just a
grand.
regular Polaris.
yeah, the
but-
new Expeditions, Polaris Expeditions, they got a 4-door that you get heat and AC on and a wiper. Basically, it's a car, but it's in Polaris form.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think you can get it up to 50,000 and whatnot. At that particular point in time, you can almost buy a bottom of the barrel Rubicon.
Oh
like
yeah.
the base
Yeah,
model.
yeah.
You can-
technically the base model Rubicon
You
for the
can
same
buy some
price.
built rigs,
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Rock Crawler Classifieds for that.
Yep.
Right?
Oh yeah.
A lot
You
of
can
them
all day long.
all day long.
So-
Some really nice builds too.
And I mean, a lot of the side by sides are cool. When you like, I look at it like you get the Maverick new Can-Am Maverick Pro R. Or
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the Maverick Pro R. It's one of their new ones that got these cool A arms that go above the tires. It's an awesome rig, but my personal opinion, it's not built. It's built for out west and like the sand. It's a sand dune and desert racing. It's a Johnson Valley.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
personal
yeah.
thing.
Yep.
They are.
It's not something you're gonna.
It's
You're
not
gonna
here
throw
in
bigger
Kentucky.
tires
You
on
will
right
here.
now.
Not an East
Yeah.
Coast wheeling rig. Yeah.
No.
I mean, people wheel them here, and they do pretty good. But to me, the way it's set up and all the advertisements that Can-Am showed with it, it was out west.
Mhm.
They're riding in the dunes, which is cool.
Yeah.
I've never got to do that. I one day want to do.
Oh, we
if I
will.
ever go out
Oh
west,
yeah.
I will.
It'll be fun.
I probably won't be taking the Jeep into the dunes, but I'll probably go grab a Razor just because the high speed stuff, or go rent a dune buggy or a sand rail because those things look awesome too.
Oh yeah.
But
be a lot of fun.
what got me into Jeeps is that I was kind of doing some repairs on the side. Really, all this started is I got into diesel trucks, started racing them, needed a way to fund my habit, and so I was like, all right, we'll start working on diesel trucks. And then I'd always been doing like some different stuff here and there, and I was like, all right, I'm kind of done racing diesel trucks. It was expensive, transmissions and those things,
Yeah.
breaking them every couple of times. I think I've put 4 transmissions plus in my Dodge that I own,
Oh,
and
wow.
then trying to make the tow rig at the same time is not the smartest thing to do. So I got got into a Mustang for a little bit, and then I was like, all right, this is cool. But then I've always gravitated back towards wheeling, and I was like, all right, let's get back into wheeling.
Mhm.
So I bought me a '99 XJ for like $1,200. When you used to be able to get good running XJs, clean XJs too, for $1,200. You can't buy one
No.
like that. Once COVID hit, you can't. It's 35. The same XJ I bought for $1,200 would it be $3,500 at $4,000 right now?
That's everything. Freaking
I know, but
Yeah.
it's just XJs are literally
Yeah.
used to be like
free.
That's Bidenomics for you.
tin cans. You buy it.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't know if I could.
You'd go ride it.
I'll say it.
I'll say it.
You'd
Hey,
go ride
cancel.
it. Beat it, bend the frame, and then you would
Oh,
just
yeah.
be like, "Oh, cool. Let me take all the parts that are good off of it, slap it on another XJ, and scrap
Yeah.
this body." All
Right.
day
Yeah.
long. That's literally what I know. I know people who do that. They
Or
go
just
racing.
drive it with a corrected frame. That's why I told Dustin, why can't we get one? If the transmission, as long as it goes in the first, second, third, and reverse, I don't give a shit. Because you're on
Yeah.
the trail, you don't go no faster than that anyhow.
Well,
And then he said,
because
no.
we ain't got no money.
And-
One.
Because he
yeah,
said
that's what
no.
that's what it gets
And-
into. So
He
I
said
sold the
no.
I sold the XJ to a guy I work with. He did some work to it. He actually sold it for a good little penny, and we both regret selling it. I just kind of wish I'd have kept it. I think what I do, I cut the fenders out, threw some 265 all terrains I had hanging out at the shop on it, and they would go to the woods and didn't care because it's a 4 liter. You hold it to the floor,
Yeah.
it's going to go somewhere.
Right,
They,
right.
they just sing their little hearts out and find traction somehow. I don't know how, but they do. So then I started getting around. I was like, all right, cool. I want to build a rig. This is when Ford was supposed to be coming out with the new Bronco design. And I was like, oh, I like Fords. I like the Broncos. They got some good engine options.
New
Cool,
Bronco
let's see what they
design, on your right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Over here, right here.
Over there.
somewhere.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
there.
those ones. I was like, cool. Let's look at one of those. you know, and get a pretty good vehicle. I did like that you could buy like a base model Bronco with the Sasquatch package, which got you lockers and 35s from the factory,
Yeah.
which is something the Jeep would do. I don't know why they don't do it. Like,
Right.
give me a
I agree.
sport, no options.
Well, that's
Give me down
because
to
Jeep
40, you
is
know.
going out of business, and 2024 is going to be their last production year.
Yeah, that's the
So
bad thing
there's
about it. Well,
that.
they don't listen. They don't listen to their customers anymore.
No.
And our reality, like the Rubicons being
True.
fully loaded are pretty cool, but there are people out there who literally want to buy a sport, want some crank down windows, don't want all the infotainment center stuff and everything like that, and they want lockers and 35s, and they'll
Right.
be good to go. That's the
Yeah,
only thing they'll do, and they'll
Stellantis
keep
kind of
buying.
And
screwed
they
all
don't
that
want to
up.
spend freaking $65,000 on that
Yeah.
vehicle. Like that's
So
where they lost their customers by
you
trying to make
you
them,
could
yeah.
Sure.
Bougie.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could go do it like a base model Bronco at the Sasquatch package for $5,000 and be out the door for like, I think it was gonna be like 35, 36,000. I was like, cool, that's doable. That's,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have 35s. I'm not a big fan of the independent front suspension, but hey, we'll give it a shot.
Well, the one that
And
came to the flex ramp over at the Toys for Trucks
He did
event,
good.
like the
Well,
suspension,
that was
like
the Raptor Bronco.
yeah, the Raptor flexes. The Raptor
yeah,
has some
I mean
awesome
it
upgraded
flexed
parts.
really good on our ramp. Like it went up there, I was
Yeah.
like, damn, these are pretty impressive because
Yeah.
just
He
being
slept on a
stock,
couch
like
that night.
he didn't. He literally bought it and it had like 3,000 miles on it, and he flexed it
Yeah.
out, and I was like, dude, he did good.
Yeah. So I mean, let's see what else we do. So I was like, all right, I'll get one of these. And then the market adjustment hit for production vehicles, and
Yeah.
your $35,000 to $40,000 vehicle became $60,000 to $70,000 for a base
And a
model
2 year
vehicle.
wait. A
Yeah,
2 year
and a
wait on them
2 year wait.
stupid
Yes,
things.
and I was just like, okay, cool.
And a
Let's
squeaky
find
leaky hardtop.
yeah, that
Yeah.
didn't fit from the factory. It's the same company that can build some other people's stuff, and they couldn't get it figured out.
Right.
And then so I was like, all right, let's look for an older Bronco. I know those. We've got three of them right now, but I didn't want to cut up. One was all stock, 6 cylinder, 3 speed, had the half cab from the half, didn't have the half cab roof. It had a full roof, but it had a half cab bulkhead bench seat in it. I was like, well, I'm not cutting that one up to wheel it because it's cool. And we
Right.
only paid like $2,000 for it. So I was like, we're holding on to that one. We've had some dumb, ridiculous offers, but I just like it.
Yeah.
You all seen it, my little blue one.
Yeah.
I like, and then we've got another one that's in a parts one. I was like, all right, well, these things are kind of expensive too. And I was like, all right, let's see if we can find a VIN number and a title, and we'll build one. And then I started looking for those, and I was like, I'll just build a chassis and then put some Bronco sheet metal on it. And chassis were going to be expensive, not chassis, the getting the VIN number and clean title in the state of Kentucky was going to be a pain in the butt. And
Right.
you're going to start out being, $5,000+ just in a thing that says, hey, here's your VIN tag, here's a clean title.
That's
And
crazy.
I was like, that's just for a piece of paper.
That's the
So
government for you.
yeah, well, that's just what people want for them. And then like,
Yeah.
if you did find one that had a clean title in the state of Kentucky, the body on it was so gone. You're basically building a tube chassis, but I kind of wanted some, structure to start with. But most of them,
Sure.
like, you go to the frame and just take a finger and go, oh, cool, we're through the frame.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
hey,
don't
the
want
floor.
that.
What floor do I have? I'm gonna Flintstone this thing everywhere on the trail.
Pretty much.
So I was like, all right, let's start looking for Jeeps. Not a big. I wouldn't have. I like the Jeeps. I think they do cool stuff. I'm not the biggest Jeep. Wasn't the biggest Jeep person. All right, let's start looking for TJs. We're gonna start there. Then that led me down to, hey, people want. I did like 2
A
frame repairs
lot of
on
money.
one. Yeah, I was like, people want. If you have a clean frame TJ, oh, guess what? That's $10,000 right off
20,000.
top. Well, I was like, well, I don't want to do that because then I'm already going to cut it up anyways, which looking around it wouldn't be, but you don't have a whole lot of space.
Right.
They're cool. And if you're building like a strictly off-roader and you don't plan on anybody really going with you because you're going to take up a lot of space with some other stuff. So I got the bright idea. I was like, let's look for a wreck JL because JLs, they have better, excuse me, they have better,
Wheelbase.
wheelbase, interior. They're nicer. They've
Yeah,
got
nicer
cool. I like the
features.
dash. Yeah, they got some cool features. They
Newer,
got some nice
obviously.
Alpine. Just yeah. So I was like, we'll find a wrecked one because if it's wrecked, I'm gonna
I think
total. As I always say, I'm gonna total them out as soon as I get them. And I started
Yeah.
looking on
like Sylvia did.
Well,
yeah.
And-
Yeah. So I was like, all right, let's start looking at all the co-parts and everything like that. And I'll tell you what, and at a certain point during 2020 when I was looking, in 2021, wrecked Jeep JLs that were like salvage titles but had quite a bit of damage on them. Like there were some I'm talking like the cage was destroyed, the tail end was just crushed in and everything like that. And I was like, all right, cool. That's easy to fix. I'll do something with that. Some of those were going for like $25,000,
wow. That's
and
crazy.
then they would have like they've been hitting the front end too, and I'm like, well, you're gonna spend a ton of money on, but the people wanted the Jeeps that time. People were spending the crazy
the
money
engine
on
is
it.
not that great.
No, it's not.
The engine is not worth it. And the seats. I mean, the seats, I guess, are okay, but what else is not
I mean,
broken at that point?
We have pictures of Thomas's that definitely shows that.
Yeah.
And who else? I've done a couple other ones.
It
That
holds
I am
360
both.
definitely-
I don't know what the problem is.
I'm slightly panicked
The
because I have the
bumpers do.
362. Like every day, I'm like, is that a tick? Okay, thank God. Is that a tick?
Nah, just change.
Okay.
It's a
Run
tick. It's
quality
just the
oil.
secret tick.
Yeah.
I probably need to go get an oil change like tomorrow, just in case.
So then I said, you know what? Let's just look for a Jeep that's already titled, licensed, and street drivable, and go from there. And I ended up with the rig. Hold on, give me a second. We'll bring it up. And Dustin will
Which
probably
are
have some
out.
pictures.
Yeah, I got
Oh.
pictures. I'll throw them in there.
Okay.
Yeah, but let him switch
But
it out so he can
we'll
point.
change it to, we ended up with this rig right here. That is not
Yeah.
the. It
like
definitely
this.
did not look like that. It started out stock. It did come with those cool Smitty built rock sliders that
Nice.
surprisingly
Those tires look big though. Are those 35s on it?
no, those are a buddy of mine's used 40s that I just wanted to see how it would look with 40s
Okay.
and mess around with the rod height and see how
I'm like,
much
they look really big.
how much cutting in different stuff I had to do.
Well,
This one
they
didn't
are
make
You
it
Yeah.
got
on
like
the
a
Yeah.
half
driveway.
inch of clearance on that back tire from the fender.
You going down the
Yes.
gravel driveway to the shop. You could hear the just boom, 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 and it already rubbed like the rubber out of there.
Yep.
So I ended up with
That's
a
awesome.
It's like when I was running the
2015.
42s on the
I was just about
Gladiator.
to say, it looked like
Yeah.
that 42 on the back of Thomas's Gladiator back there.
Yeah.
So I ended up with
That's funny.
2015 Sport JKU 3.6 automatic. It had the hard top on it. I traded it out I bought a used Mopar soft top and then never looked back. And I kind of started building it, wheeling it.
And
I
it
had
was
a guy
stock.
work-
It was stock.
It was all
suspension,
stock. Yeah, pretty much 100% stock.
like
had,
not
the
lifted or nothing.
No, just stock rod height. It had the only thing aftermarket it really had on it was the like I said, the Smitty built
Steps.
side steps slash rock sliders. I use them as rock sliders, the heck out of them.
Yep.
I drove it around for a little bit. I had a buddy who I worked with who he bought a ARB front bumper for like a couple $100 to put on his Ford Ranger and ended up not liking it and he didn't have the time to modify it. He's like, I'll give it to you for what I have in it. So I ended up putting an ARB front bumper on it at one point. I never wheeled it stock, even though it had good decent BFG all terrains on it. And I was like, let's throw some lift components on it and ordered me some rock crawler springs. And started out with, I was like, let's go 3.5 inches because eventually I'm going to throw 37s underneath of it. And I went 3.5
What's wrong,
rock
Stacy?
crawler springs, shocks.
Did the dog fart?
What is that?
It's Boo. Or not Boo. It's
I think it's a Lilo.
It's Lilo. Diesel.
Did she
Oh,
get
lost
pooped on?
her legs.
Oh, no.
Her and me
Hey,
both.
Dustin. Yeah, see if his
That's Dustin's friend.
can you send her your prosthetic guy's number?
Yeah, I definitely
I got a
can.
plastic welder. I can fix it.
No, because they're in a dog's tummy now.
That's how Waverly ate another remote. Anybody want a 120 some pound bull mastiff?
No, I'm good.
She's very sweet.
Well,
She
what about a
slobbers a
30
little.
pound or yeah, about a 30, 40 pound
Who ate it?
border
Diesel
collie.
or
Diesel, 100% diesel.
Diesel, and then Max went to go finished. Sorry, guys.
Anyway, go ahead, Patrick.
Anyways, Patrick,
Sorry, Patrick.
carry on.
Oh, it's all good. This is funny. So let's see what else. And then I thought there's some rock crawler
The
components
rock
on
crawler
it.
springs. Yep.
Yeah, springs, adjustable control arms. Not the cool ones like Thomas has. Mine have the Heim joint ones and the non-factory style rubbers because I was like, I'm gonna service these things and I don't daily drive this thing, so I don't really have to worry about road vibrations. Where Thomas, he drives his more than I do, so he's worried about
A lot
this
more.
stuff, which I get because we put a high quality lift on it. And now I recommend if people do the rock crawler to get the
Adventure
series
series.
joints. Yeah, because it flexes great and it rides great. Where mine flex awesome and they ride pretty good, but you have to service. There's more service into the joints that I have in mine because they're the Extreme series or they're new.
Yeah, they're X.
Yeah, they're X Factor series.
Yeah.
So I threw a set of those on it, and when you know, rock crawler likes to run some coils that are a little softer in the front. So my 3.5 up front was 2.5 because of the heavy bumper and winch. So I called them and they're like, "What bumper you got on there?" I was like, "ARB." They're like, "Yeah, you need the 4.5s." So I had to order some 4.5. This is literally after redoing this. I had to order some 4.5-inch springs, and it set level. And I was like, "Okay, this is perfect." So we went wheeling with that, and it did great. I enjoyed it. Uh, the girlfriend daily drove it and we put it on 35-inch Cooper STT Pros. The girlfriend daily drove it for a little bit on that and, did pretty good. And then we just kind of made it into a wheeling rig. Definitely took it to some like Harlan one summer with it. It did great. It's flexing. I know I sent a few shots of it to Dustin that he'll get popped up at one point.
I'll throw this in there.
Yep.
And then
why don't you throw what it looks like right now? Why don't you throw one of those current pictures up on your?
You want a current picture? I got you.
Yeah,
give me one.
Yeah, what are we doing to her now?
I know, because I'm sure Dustin told you I have some bones to pick with you.
Let's just say there's no body on it right now.
Yeah, so
I think it looks awesome.
This is not the most current picture, but as you can see, there's no body. Yeah, we're in multiple pieces.
So what?
In fact,
so what size are those tires right there?
Those are 42s on Baja, or Mickey Thompson Baja Boss MTs on race lines, sitting on some race line 17s. In fact, not the color I wanted, but I'm glad I went with this color. I'm glad that the guy told me, hey, the bolt pattern you want is not available because nobody buys it.
What color do you want?
I wanted bronze.
He wanted
black,
darker.
The bronze
with the black rings, and I'm kind of glad I didn't go with that. I'm kind of glad I went with the one that was available. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's going to turn out great when it's all together.
So, do you talk to the guy? Do you talk to the guy at Raceline, like someone who's actually?
I talked to a couple of them. I have my buddy Jeremy Frederick. I go through him. He gets better deals on Raceline than I do. Because he's more direct with them and he's done business with them forever. So I'm just like, hey, but I've talked to
Can you ask him? Can you ask him to ask them if they'll put holes in them so I can have them? Because I like those better than the other ones, but they don't have the drain holes in it, and I have to have those.
I don't think there's room for drain holes in those.
No, I think they run a few
Too
more
many
bolts
bolts
than KCM does. I think they're too close together. It would take some of the rigidity and structure out.
Mm-hmm.
But that stinks.
Well, I've always been into the colored rims, especially red, like mine currently are. But then
you can take those right off and paint them.
Well, when we were doing some work on mine in the shop, and then y'all rolled Patrick's rims on the 42s next to mine, and I was like, I'm not a fan of the polished look, but I think I am.
Good.
And what do I have up there now?
I want them.
I have polished.
I want them like that, but I'm just gonna paint my ring pink.
Well, you can paint the rings.
No, I will. I'm going to, but I can't have that kind, I guess, because I have to have the holes.
You can if you want. You don't have to have the holes.
I'm not going out there to dry my wheels every day from the water.
Well, the rims I have the holes in it. It has the drain holes.
Who does?
The beadlock rims I have on mine now. It has the drain
The
holes.
KC1 or
No.
KCI?
Oh yeah. The what are they? The KGs? They're not
Which
KCs.
ones?
They're the
Which are those the KMC
Oh
or
my
those are the
gosh.
race line?
KG.
No, mine
G1?
are neither KC or hold
No,
on.
They're
Patrick.
not KMC, they're not Raceline, but
Mine are Raceline Rhino 951s.
Right. So
Yeah.
I have to do the KMC or what'd you say? KC, what are they?
well,
He'll figure it out.
Thomas's are
Mine are the
different, but
KG ones.
KG
The
one.
Yeah.
KG
I have to have the
ones.
other ones.
And it's the
You're really good at
model
the KMC
KO
grenade.
200s. Yeah, you're
Grenades,
wanting
yes.
the grenades. Like the
I
one
tell you
So
what,
I
the
don't.
grenades-
I want what Patrick has with holes in them, but
Look,
I'm gonna settle for the grenades.
I will say the grenades, if you get them powder coated in the color, like I know Adi did his,
Yeah.
Amanda's, and I'm not a fan of the grenades if they're in like the brushed aluminum like mine, but powder coated correctly in a good color scheme, they do look awesome. And
Yeah.
like I like them. So but for just the brushed aluminum, look that it has or that color, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, that works for me. I like it.
Yeah.
What does Mango Tango Mom have?
She has
I'll
the
select her.
KMCs.
It's a she.
I said she has the KMCs.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Because I think
But-
that looks cool. Like the silver and the hot pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
think
then
that
what
was cool because I would have to rattle can that because I destroy my rings so badly that I'm not going to pay to have them powder coated all the time. So the inside needs to stay silver. So
Or
I
if
can't break it.
the Baja wheel, the light bright wheels, if they'd actually make
The Baja built.
if they'd make a different version besides the cast that aren't $900 a wheel, then
I think they're working on it.
yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
last
working
I
on the
looked,
cast ones. The aluminum
then-
ones are $850 a wheel.
Yeah.
And
plus
they only
tax.
do
So
17s.
$900 plus a wheel. Like,
We're going to need more
we
likes
can't
and
afford that.
subscribes. We need more likes
Like
and
and subscribe.
subscribes.
We can't afford OnlyFans. Like we're not doing OnlyFans like she does, so we can't afford that.
but,
Oh, we
you know,
have to have. Why do we have to have
Morals.
people alive? Yeah, more. Well, like I told you before, everybody I know would have to die. Like literally every person I've ever had to meet would have to die. That way they would not accidentally see me naked. It'd be horrible.
But I know you,
And I have too many-
and I've
I
seen you
have-
naked.
You have too many
I know.
markings.
I have way too many tattoos. Like they would know it was me immediately.
You just have to get that makeup that covers them up.
Oh yeah. Perfect. Then they wouldn't know. Except that's
Maybe I could cover up. Yeah,
I would know.
we just
but
need
no
a
one
good
else would know.
filter.
or maybe not. Or Dustin may not.
Is
know.
that cheating? Is that cheating if you do like AI video or
We
something?
can
Makes
put you
like a
under the
Barbie?
ocean like I am
Apparently not,
currently, and no
because
one would
people
ever
do it.
know.
People do it.
yeah, people do AI stuff all the time. It's
Stop.
really
And make a
hilarious.
killing off
You're
of
like-
just straight AI.
You'd be like, dang, she's so hot, size 2, big old boobies. And then you meet me in person, you're like, huh.
It's computer generated. It's
That's
not
an
real.
interesting.
It's fake.
That's an interesting camera angle you use
Look at
there.
Stacy's face.
Stacy.
She's just down there wondering what the heck we're all doing.
Yeah. She hasn't said a word this whole
I-
podcast.
Because I guarantee you she's messing with her Stitch stuff. What are you doing, Stacy? Yep.
I'm just on my phone.
You're so bored that you're just
Because
on your phone?
Because we're boring.
I'm logging into Cricket. Sorry.
We're boring.
Listen.
Is that like
I've
an dating
got
app?
to
Linda,
find
Linda.
something to cut out for my Jeep for the trunk or treat. Okay,
It's all
allow
good.
it.
You're
She's
forgiven.
preoccupied.
Yeah.
I am
You're
pre.
good.
I'm listening. I will chime in when I need to. Listen here.
She had to
Thomas,
go.
Patrick.
Thomas, you should get a Bob Ed for your Jeep.
Crushed pineapples. Patrick,
Butterfly that.
what engine do you have going on right now? And are you doing
I have-
anything special to that to this engine
We're
on this?
we're just gonna run the 3.6 until it dies.
Okay.
I'm in the point of, if I had like the more the funds,
Is he cutting
I
out?
would V8 swap
Oh,
it.
there it
As you can
is.
see, it's in the perfect spot to V8 swap because there's nobody.
It is.
Yeah.
So, but am I good? Are we?
Yeah, you're good. You're
You're good now.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you're
you're
back.
good.
So
So you said you might V8.
until it dies.
What would you
then
V8 swap it with like a Hemi, or would you go the Camaro, like the Chevy?
6.2 LS
LS.
with a 10-speed and an
Yep.
Atlas
Okay,
2-speed backing it up.
guys, we forgot to ask like a question. Could that be our question? If you were to swap engines, would you do a Hemi or an LS?
We can do
Would
that.
that be it?
LS for sure. That's my vote.
Yeah. So let's
LS
do that,
swap the
guys.
world,
So
baby.
yeah,
Hemi.
so answer us in the comments below. If money was not an option, what kind of engine would you swap? Would you do like a Hemi? But we're gonna do it 426 because why not? If you can do a 392, let's go. It's 426, right? Not 424. Yeah, 426.
Yes, 426.
The numbers. Or would you do like what was that one? An LS? What was that one we
LT4. The one dude at the car show had the
Yeah, he had
LT4
an
swap
LT.
with 10 speed.
Yeah, that
Supercharged,
Supercharged,
Yeah.
yeah.
Came out
Yeah, would
out
you
of
do
a
that
Camaro.
one?
Came straight
Came out
out,
of
Yeah,
out of a
pick
Camaro.
Yeah.
yeah. I would pick an LS for sure
I'm just gonna need.
because my husband knows how to work on those.
I want about 400 horse, 450, somewhere right around in there. It's perfect that I don't have to worry about totally destroying drivetrain.
Right.
And
I want it to
cheating on it too
scream.
much.
Especially running those 42s.
Yeah. Well, good thing about the axles that are going in it, we got a Sterling 10.5 going in the rear, ARB locker, Super Duty 60 up front, also an ARB locker, 538 gears. We're running factory rear shafts on the 10.5, and then up front we're going to run the upgraded Dana Splicer 1550 front drive shafts, and then I'll put some new U joints in the factory shafts and just carry them on the trail with me in case something dumb happens, and I can literally be like,
So
"Oh, hey, slap a shaft."
will you
and
like
go.
chromoly those? Is that what you're saying? Is that you'll put extra stuff in them? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
but a different brand,
According to
the Spicer.
Spicer, it gets kind of. Sometimes they say they're chrome moly from the fact like they're the 1550s that you go to order aftermarket are supposed to be chrome moly, and
Not sure that they are.
some places you read it's that way, and some but it's a 1550 U joint. It's a strong shaft with the 3.6. I don't really see too many issues out of
36
it.
isn't really going to do anything.
Yeah,
crazy
and
to
I'm
it.
not
It's a
running
strong
any
shaft.
Especially
crazy
running.
gear ratios.
He did
The
it.
full.
The alcohol's
That's what
kicking in.
she said.
The
That's
alcohol's
what she
kicking
said.
in.
You can tell because my cheeks are red.
Stacy, is your
Yeah.
alcohol kicking in yet?
No.
I have to keep my eyes open wider.
But the
Go
full
ahead. I'm sorry.
hydro,
Talk about the
full
strong
hydro,
shafts. some more.
the full hydro we'll test those 1550 U joints being able to go full steering because
Yeah.
I decided that who really needs to have steering connected to the steering box? We'll just replace steering box and go full hydro. That
Yeah.
way those 42s turn when I want them to turn.
Yes, for real.
Like not fighting anything. And then at one point it was 3-linked in the rear when it was on 35. So I think I built that in like a weekend just to say that it did, and then go wheeling. And now it's going double triangulated 4-link in the rear, coil over towers, front and rear. Front's gonna be 4-linked, deleting the track bars front and rear. And then we're gonna run 14-inch coilovers up front and 16s out back. And
What brand are you going to go with?
Just some
you know?
Fox 2.0s. Just because, I mean, they work. If I was going to run it on a street rig, I'd either go 2.5s or a 3.0. But since I'm just going to be wheeling in the woods, 2.0s will be perfectly fine for what it is.
Now, are you going to calibrate those? Are you going to calibrate those yourself, or do you send that off? You know what I'm talking about?
No. So there is a guy. He's local. He's around Bowling Green. He owns Big Diddy's Race Shop, or Big Diddy's Big Block Race Shop.
It's something Race Shop.
Yeah, and he built
Not
some cool
P. Diddy's
stuff.
race
Yeah,
shop.
not
Not
P.
P.
Diddy's.
Diddy's.
No. Definitely not him. He is a coilover guru, tuning guru. He rebuilds them, revalves them. And I've talked to him. He's got a circuit that he has you run down at Blue Holler, and he can get you pretty much dialed in to be perfect. And I'm like, cool. And it's not
That's exciting.
It's not crazy expensive. So I was like, well, you do this, professionally on these race cars.
Yeah.
I'll get it set up, built, and then you tell me, we'll start off with a certain coil spring on the bottom, just get our ride height kind of developed,
Yep.
and then we'll go from there. I'll send him like, hey, this corner weighs this much. I'll send him a 4 corner weights when I finally put the body
Yeah.
back on, and we'll let him set it up, and we'll go from there.
So you'll need to put you'll need to have it all the way back together, right? Like seats, and if you're going to have anything like toolboxes in the trunk or something like that, because that makes a giant difference, correct?
Tank full of fuel, any tools I'm planning on carrying on the trail. It doesn't have to be 100% but it needs to be
very
close.
close.
Yeah, that way he can
Within
get,
100, a couple
Yeah, within a
hundred
few
pounds.
100 pounds.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so what would you do if you're going to have people that ride with you that weekend? Are you deleting your back seat?
No, we're gonna run. We're going to set of PRP rear seats. We're deleting the bench seat in the back. We're gonna go 2 seats by themselves, and then we'll put 2 PRPs up there. Hopefully, eventually have a cage all the way in it. But I'm gonna have it set up for like it has people in the back.
And the cage, I'm assuming, right? Because the cage will weigh more than.
Yeah.
Does the cage
Yeah,
weigh
that a
more
little
than the
bit.
factory? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's
'cause
interesting.
it
It's
ties in so much
interesting.
more.
And
Yeah,
for
it's
rock
interesting.
crawling, you does realistically with coilovers with rock crawling, you don't necessarily. I mean, you do need to worry about the weight to make sure that everything works properly, but because you're not doing a lot of high speed runs, it's not
It's
going
not
to
as
be as
important.
bad. It's not as
Yeah.
important, as if you were doing like high speed runs and you really have to dial in the weight. Because if you're 10, 20 pounds off, it could throw things off, especially for if you're like straight racing.
You're like, there's no burrito eating before we go. Like, I can't be up here.
Right. Because it's almost like motorcycles when you're tuning the suspension for that.
Yeah.
1 to 2 pounds, even 1 to 2 pounds of tire pressure is going to make a difference.
That's when Thomas didn't eat cookies all day long.
No. Not on race weekends. No.
Okay, so let's say, so you're gonna do it with a full tank of gas too. Once you're not a full tank of gas, I mean that could be like 160 pounds right there. And then does that matter, or would you do like a half tank?
On the rock, when you're rock crawling, it's not going to notice it as much.
Okay.
But like if there's gonna be a street drip, it's not gonna vary. Like I think each fuel's like close to 8 pounds or something like that. I can't remember
and it's not gonna throw it off overly too bad, especially if you're like in my case.
But if I had coilovers still driving it on the road, would I have to be more careful?
No.
Start weighing people. I'm sorry, you can only be $1.60.
No, you're not for street drive. It's when you really get into the whole racing.
Weigh these out.
Like the high speed desert run racing is when you really
like the Baja or the King of the Hammer things and all that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you.
I mean, I do want to do that.
Pounds. But
and you can do
for
some, like,
what we do, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some preload adjustments too to change it just a little bit. You don't want to change it too much. Right? So I want to pretty much get it set up. And like the weekend we go do it, I'll have, the people who normally go ride with me, I'll have them with me. That way we can be like, hey, this is where we're at. We can see how it rides. Because I want to get the best ride I can out of this. I mean, I know it's going to be on 42s, but.
And you're paying someone to do it that I'm sure just doesn't have all the time in the world. So you can't just keep bringing it back and bringing it back.
Yeah, and he's got a cool system. He normally shows up, and I'll have it down to where I can easily pull the coilover off so he can throw it in the trailer real quick and do that. Like he brings an engine hoist and a couple other things, and
that's cool.
I've got the truck. I'll have everything there to be able to do. In case he's working with somebody else, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these off because I know he tries to set it up to where he does a couple of weeks. He does like
I don't blame him.
Five Jeeps in a day because it makes it worth his while, and I get it.
Yeah.
So he basically says, hey, you're gonna get him tore off. We'll go for a ride, do it, and you will make some adjustments here and there, and that's cool. With me, I'd rather he knows that. He set these up before for other people, so it's just easier to do.
And he's going to know based off of the weight of the Jeep, and he can guesstimate. So he's good enough to be able to say, hey, he has a good baseline to start with, and then they'll adjust from there.
Yeah.
Based on what you're looking for. Either you want them a little softer or a little stiffer.
Yeah. Too. Like he builds some stuff I wouldn't mind having one day.
Yeah.
Some like 4,400 race cars and 4,800 and different stuff like that. And he definitely tunes like the ADS shocks, like I know Thomas has talked about before. And it's pretty cool to like see the stuff that he he does. So that's what I'll have doing that for me. Everything else is going to be built pretty much in-house at
Yeah.
the shop.
So
welding
the
on the
picture
coil.
behind you, so the picture behind you is kind of scary right now. So tell us, how far are you? Like, what all do you still have to get done? Like, how
Okay.
close are you? Are you going to make the meet and greet ride in 3
The
weeks?
timeline keeps
No,
moving.
no. I have
No.
until June 8th of 2025 to be ready for Windrock.
Okay.
Wow. So
But
it went
It's
from
moved again.
it moved from all right, end of
Deep
August,
In
Invasion, yeah.
Deep
invasion.
Invasion. Then it moved to November. And
No,
now
yeah,
it's moved
November
to
1st.
Yep,
yeah,
November.
they moved from November. Now it's June of 25.
Well,
Okay.
So tell us what all has to be done.
So the rear, the cross member is completely welded in. The rear cross member to the double triangle is completely welded in. The rear
That looks
axle
pretty sweet too.
center underneath there. The rear coilover towers are in. My brackets
Are those what you're putting in when we were there last? The rear ones?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
the ones
haven't
that
got the
made the
front
cool.
ones?
No, I had the front
Video?
ones. I
Yeah.
just haven't had time to get to them. I want to get my rear set to where it needs to be. I got some brackets tacked on. Now it's just taking some PVC pipe and making some links to try to see how it's going to do. And now that I've kind of slowed down at the shop pretty much because I want to get my own stuff done. I've kind of I'm trying to concentrate on just selling parts right now and just being like, hey, here's some people who can install it. I'll get you the parts. You know what you need. That way I can
It's
get
like a
on
double-edged
mine.
sword. Yeah,
It
it's like a
is.
double-edged sword because you want to make money to make your own stuff, but then you also then don't have time to do your own
But
stuff.
yeah, that green thing in the background, that's a
Yeah.
customer / friend of mine, his two-door Cherokee.
Yeah.
We finally got it as a roller. I know it sat on my lift for like 3 weeks,
It's been for a
just
while.
chilling there.
Yeah,
It has been there as long as I've known you, I
Stacy's
think.
front end
Yeah.
on the floor.
Yeah,
We did Stacy's
well,
front end.
that
We
one
did it
is
on the
now a
floor.
roller that's getting rolled back outside because we decided to change the rear suspension again, and we're gonna double triangulate 4-link the rear on that one,
Wow.
and do a coil conversion to it.
Oh, nice.
Dang.
Really?
So
When did
yeah,
that
That
happen?
is way different.
um,
What's that
literally,
guy? Well, I always forget his first name. He has a last name, first name.
Townsend Jones. He's
Townsend, yeah.
yeah.
Because I always think Leland Townsend on that one show.
I sent him a funny picture the other day. It was somebody was selling a 4-link kit for a XJ, and he goes, what would it realistically take to do that? I was like, I don't know, let me do some research. So I sent him one from Barnes 4-wheel drive, and then we also talked to another company, and I talked to the other company, talked to them on the phone. The guy was like, dude, this is my personal cell phone number. So hit me up if you got any questions or anything like that. So we got this Jeep as a roller. It's on a 35, and all of a sudden we're looking at it. I'm on the phone with the guy from Iron Man 4x4 Fab, and he's like, "Yeah, we do this, this, and this." And the guy was like, "Yeah, personal cell phone number. Just give me a shout anytime you need to." So that made the decision for us to go to that, and yeah. So now it's getting pushed back out of the shop so it can sit. I'll give me more room to build the engine because I still got to build the engine for it. But we now get to take everything we put back into making a roller and in the rear and weld in a bracket, some cross members and some other stuff. But hey, it's okay. He wants to be on 37s eventually. So this will help us be on 37s. It'll get him a great ride. It'll outflex even with the an OEM style bushing like that Thomas has on his rock crawler lift. It'll outflex the leaf springs. No issues, no nothing.
Nice.
And it'll ride better. So
does he have leaf springs right now and you're just going to take those out and put coilovers? I guess you could just do that.
No,
or will it only be coilovers?
And we're not gonna run coilovers, we're running regular coils. Talking to the guys at Iron Man Fab, they said it pretty much you just run like a WJ, which is a Grand Cherokee rear coil spring in the rear of it, and a factory will get you about 4 inches of lift. So we're gonna need one with about a 2.5-inch lift, rear lift, and we'll be good to go. Should get us pretty
That's
even.
That's what I was curious when you were talking to Scotty with his YJ about putting coilovers with his being a leaf spring. I didn't know you could just switch them like that.
Yeah, you could. Like Scotty's, it would just be I kind of want to build one. I want to build a extended one YJ, or find somebody who wants to build one, extend it to about 102 inches or so, right around that mark, and then do coilovers in the front, but keep leaf springs in the rear, but push it back a little bit. It'd be pretty cool, little rig. It's still
Yeah.
gonna have,
Yeah.
it's gonna have that cool
Shackles hanging out
YJ
the back,
thing.
past the back
Yeah,
bumper.
just a little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, hey, it happens.
Yeah, that's fine.
Rolling with the homies.
It's okay.
It's one of those things. I know Jeremy Frederick, he's working on one right now with his son. They're doing coilovers because he picked up my 14s
Oh,
that I
nice.
was originally going to use in the rear.
Oh, yeah.
So
That we all
I
were
was-
fighting over, but none of us
Yeah.
could afford.
Well,
We're
he's
no,
like,
we
he
want
doesn't
them.
pay. My
It's
son
fine.
really wants them. So
Oh,
I was like,
goodness.
all right, that works. But so
Could have
yeah,
used
he's
it for
picked
the
up my
trailing
one.
arm set up on the TJ, but I don't have the money. So
I've got other ideas for
Yeah, but that build's not
setup.
going to happen until
Yeah, we've got a while.
2031. So you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
for
something
for real though, Patrick, you're so like creative when it comes to stuff like that, and I know that I always appreciate you thinking outside the box to make I don't know, our rigs the best.
Mhm.
So make
I
sure
mean,
everybody contacts you. Even
I
if you
can't
can't
wait
do the
to-
work, I know that you love like kind of talking it through and getting people parts and
I enjoy talking to this stuff and helping people get the best stuff they can find for their rig. Even if I don't install it, I mean, I'll talk to you and help you,
yeah.
help you get it set
Actually,
out. Like let's
talked
do
to a
it.
guy at we gave your number to a guy at the Sproutling show. He was looking for a lift for his JL, wanted to start wheeling, stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, get a hold of this guy and get a hold of
I try
Patrick. He'll help you out.
I try to convince my dad. I mean, he also the Facebook post trying to send my dad to drive the Bronco up there.
I know
Yeah,
he
I
never
know.
came.
That's advertising. Well,
I
he
should
was
have
getting ready
commented
to-
on it.
He was getting
I
ready
should have commented.
to go down because they joined us in Hilton Head this past weekend. So I know
Oh,
they
nice.
headed out Sunday or something like that. So he was probably not one of those things he
Packing.
wanted to. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, well, I don't want to do this show. I get it. It's a lot to. Oh, let's do a show, and then all of a sudden we got to drive 10 hours to go on vacation. So, but yeah, I don't mind it. I enjoy it. I'm starting to get out more into the the show stuff. Now I got a good group of people that I like to hang out with and go
Yeah.
do them with.
I like, and you know what? That show, right? Who? We
Yeah.
don't know those
Who are you
people.
hanging out with,
Who are
Patrick?
this? Yeah, Patrick.
Who are these cool people?
Who are
I
these
wanna
people?
know.
Who are these cool people?
I don't know.
I don't think they've learned again that we're your besties, so stop it. So that was what was really cool with the K&I, or not the K&I, the Syngym group that we were at. That show had so many wheelers. Like we came and we're like, we actually weren't gonna set up, so we didn't clean nothing. And they're like, oh, we don't care about that. I'm like, oh, these are my people. These are
Yeah.
my people. Because yeah, they like definitely
They're like built trail rigs. They were just, full of mud and just like us. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
it was
awesome.
awesome. Well, I mean, there was also very pretty. It was literally what I think of about the whole thing. There, what was that one thing? Was it a Liberty? What was that thing?
Yeah.
The
Jeep
one.
Liberty.
Yeah, it was a Liberty.
Yeah. So they had all different types there again, because I know people dog on Liberties all the time. But he won. I forgot. I don't know what he won. I think
He was on like
non-Wrangler.
35s and he went up the flex ramp and everything else. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was an
Jeep Liberty.
Overlander maybe because he had that roof thing. But it was just refreshing because I feel like there was all walks of the Jeep life there at those shows, and I know that that's what we've been trying to do locally with some of the clubs, but it's just hard to get. I feel like it's hard to get buggies and stuff to come out because I feel like they feel like that it's just pretty Jeeps and nobody wants to do with that. So I really hope that we can start getting more like trail rigs and stuff out with the pretty Jeeps. And then
I mean, I think we will. I mean, mine's gonna be a trail rig, but it's gonna try to do as many shows as
it better
can.
come to all of the shows because even if you're not winning something, people want to look at it and they want to ask questions and you're building relationships and
Yeah.
Well, that's the plan that's why I'm building it how it is because it shows what hey, I can do this when I do finally get back to being able to like take as much work as possible. But and I kind of enjoy them talking to people I enjoy talking.
I love it.
Talking shop.
Yeah, we definitely have a blast.
Yeah. If you want to talk about my Jeep, we'll be friends. Like, I don't even care. I don't really want to talk to you about anything else because I'm awkward, but I can talk about my Jeep for like a long time. And
That
like
is
my
true.
dog and my cat, I guess. my
Well, and I
spotter.
want to say that going to these shows is not about winning the shows. It's about supporting
No.
what the show's about
Oh yeah,
Right.
and being
Making
there for each
friends.
other and making friends and talking
Just hanging
about,
out.
that's. I
yeah,
kind of wish I'd have been able to go to Sproutlings. It just happened to the
I
week,
know.
the day that I was
I
down, because
know.
yeah.
it'd have been a cool show
So
to be at,
close.
and I like,
So
you
close to
know,
your spot. But
but it was,
we always talk about you. We always tell everybody about
Oh
you.
yeah, we
it was
definitely.
supporting a great.
So
We definitely
you were
promote-
there and you were there in spirit.
Yeah,
Just like I drove all the way to Indiana knowing I wasn't going to be in the show. Somebody didn't register me. That's fine.
well, I didn't-
But you know,
epic fail.
it's
My
about
bad.
being there to support the
You had one job,
cause.
Thomas.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you win something, you
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
there's-
it's super fun
Yeah.
to win for sure,
yeah.
but it's
But you
not
gotta support a
always
good
about.
cause.
But even if you don't
Yeah.
win, you support those that do that
Yeah.
actually win, and
Be happy
you're
for
happy
them.
for them.
Yeah.
And
But
you just
what
gotta
I
try
also think
harder
is
next time
cool
if you want to win.
is whenever they do have either more categories or maybe they don't judge it like a car show on like it's never even been rained on kind of thing. Like have one like that, but then have like actual Jeeps are made to, I mean, that's honestly what they're made for is off-road. So you can't have a Jeep
Yeah.
show and them not be able to be dirty to where more people will show, you know, like Rust and Jeeps that have tips in them.
Every
But
Jeep show should have a dirty category. Sorry.
yes, they should, or like, yeah, or like Trail Ready or something, because some of those are $150,000 builds, and they're like, oh, it has rust on it. I'm like, that bitch is worth way more than your stock rig that you drove from the dealership to here in one.
Yeah.
So
Got tip tags on
I
it to
like-
show up and win the trophy, and like
which is fine.
that's
but
fine.
I
but-
think that we would get more of the Jeep community if we were doing stuff like that. Like what's the one, Justin Coulter? I love whenever he comes because his Jeep is like not pretty. I mean, I think it's amazing, but a normal person would not think that it was pretty. Love you, Justin. But like I'm looking at it and drooling and like give him the trophies. Give them to him. You know what I mean? Because you're looking
Justin's
at his
build is
sick.
ideas for mine too. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy
I've talked
Knight's
to him
build.
quite a bit.
Jeremy Knight's
Yeah.
build is ridiculous.
But we need people like that collaborating with the people with these in the car
Yeah,
show
as long as-
community judging together so they can collaborate with these trophies. I'll just put
Yeah.
it
Yes.
that way.
As long as we're with the flex ramp, freaking come win some trophy with that,
Right.
and bring your RC car because we might do that too.
We are doing an RC car, and
yes,
we're gonna do.
That's gonna happen.
I'm gonna make sure
They-
any kid that comes with their little ride-in little Jeep is gonna get
Yeah.
something too. I'm just saying, we're having all this
mean,
fun.
It makes people smile, and
I thought
I
that-
love. Go ahead.
If I
What are
could
you
have
gonna say?
been here for the Sproutlings, I'd have definitely entered the sound competition. Not with stereo, though.
I was here.
I'd have definitely accidentally lost the mufflers on that Bronco back there and let that
That'd
header
have been
sing
epic.
for a second.
That
That
would have
is
been
funny,
100%.
yeah.
I think it'd have been up there. I don't know how loud it would have gotten with it, just being a factory,
Yeah.
351 with some headers, but it made some noise.
It sounds good though. It definitely sounds
Yeah.
good.
With some open headers, it'd been
For,
pretty loud.
For
I don't understand why we can't make
exhaust
mine
system,
loud. Thomas's is loud.
because they sound terrible.
Yeah.
It's a 3.6. They sound.
They
I don't know
sound-
if you ever heard mine. They sound terrible.
No.
They don't sound good
Thomas's
at all.
doesn't sound terrible. You think Thomas's sounds terrible?
He still has the
Yeah,
resonator.
Thomas, put
He
your
still has the
your
resonator.
I
And
did
you saw
cut
the
one
muffler,
resonator
too.
off. I cut a resonator.
Did you cut
One of the
resonator
the resonator in the back half is gone, but it still has the
I
front
was there when
resonator.
he did it. I don't know where Dustin was, but you were laying in the driveway. Was he working? Because I know I was outside with you,
No,
and
I
you
was
were
there.
underneath your Jeep. And then I was like, "Can you please cut mine off?" And then Dustin,
He's like,
Well,
"Dude,
when,
Bosh on
when
that.
the when
cut
the
yours
muffler
off. It's
fell
literally
off
the muffler."
the 5.6 Armada, like it sounds completely different. It sounds like it's almost
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't sound good without the muffler because they like tune them for a certain frequency and put them in a specific place. That's why they put them where they're at.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no, if you cut the resonator on the Gladiators for sure, if you cut that back resonator off, it definitely makes it sound a little bit better. But then you also need to have an open air intake to complement it.
I know,
Even
I
though
don't
the
think
open
mine's
air
like
intake doesn't really do so much in performance, but it definitely makes it sound louder.
I feel like it makes my gas miles a little better. It might be in my head,
It
but
don't. It's all in your head.
it probably is. My gas miles is so bad.
I
It probably
remember
gives you, it
him
probably gives
doing
you
all
like
that and trying to
15
hide
more
it from me.
horsepower though.
There was nothing hidden from you, Stacy. Because
Patrick, is there
the
anything
other
else
end of my muffler is still, the exhaust is still sitting in the
hanging?
garage.
You could
Patrick, is there
find
anything
it.
else that you want to tell us about Mistress
No,
or
other
the
than,
Mistress?
yeah, it's my play toy / as my girlfriend calls it,
Yeah.
my mistress.
Yeah.
So it's a basic street JKU build.
Yeah.
Because
So
every
where's
basic street JKU build needs 42s, full hydro
a
steering.
little extra?
Of course it does.
I mean,
Why
who
not?
doesn't need
Every
42s
mistress
in
needs
full
a
hydro?
lot of extras, so
Yeah, throw money at him. So where's your favorite place that you've wheeled so far?
So far, I gotta say it's been Harlan, Kentucky, just because
Okay.
it's so diverse. You can hit rock trails and then hit mud a little bit in between it. Like I'm not the biggest mud person, but if it is on like a trail that actually has rocks, it doesn't bother me. Um, I enjoy it because it adds to that technicality of trying to find the traction and get it going. So I will enjoy it there. I don't like, my least favorite places to go would be places that are like just straight up mud pit parks when I'm out.
Like Interlake?
Like Interlake.
Yeah, Interlake. After watching the video, y'all going to the hill and the
Well,
things might take 20
Sometimes
tons of
Blue
mud
Holler.
out.
Blue Holler, 100% is straight mud. That place is nothing.
Blue
It
Holler.
rains. You can.
Its mud cleans easier, except when it gets in your frame. We know that for a fact on mine.
it never
But-
comes
It
out.
really,
And
it really is
dries
blue too. It really does dry blue. It's weird.
Yeah, but it cleans out. Blue Holler's mud seems to clean it because I think it's kind of like sand based. It always feels
Yeah.
like. So it cleans out a whole lot easier than most other places. Matte clay mud and everything like that. So I enjoy. That's one of the places I want to get to Windrock and AOP next year. AOP.
Have you not been to Windrock? Hold on, wait. You haven't been to Windrock?
I've made it to the parking lot back in like.
I did not know
2007.
that.
Yeah, with the red Bronco, but this was back when it had the 289 and it wasn't running right, and it just
Now I'm more sad that you didn't go to Windrock with us. And I thought you'd
That's
already
okay.
been.
The next time we go, we only did one
Yeah.
trail, so it doesn't
We're
matter.
gonna do.
We
We're
only
gonna
did
do
one
like
trail.
a 4
we can do
4-day
16 again and not take 9.5 hours.
Yeah,
We're gonna do
so
15 too, and 20 something.
And I want to do Walden's Ridge.
I want to do Walden's Ridge.
I wanna do
too.
all
That's
of
on
them.
that's
Is
on my
that
list.
the one? Is that the one with the sketchy
very-
thing in the middle that I?
Yes.
Yes, the
So
very
that's the
top
one
of the
that I
mountain.
Thomas is going to
Yeah.
do this.
Or like if you go
That's the one I
like
kept
10
asking
feet in either
what the trail we
direction,
were
then
on.
you're like falling 500
Falling
feet
off.
to your death.
Yes.
So yeah,
The gladiators.
It's Stacy.
that's that one.
No, because I'll be on 44s at that point, so it won't matter.
Well, that'll be even worse.
44s. I think I can go 43s. I don't know if he's gonna let me go any bigger than that. We'll see.
Then you can go 44s, Thomas.
I don't think
Okay.
anybody makes
So-
44s.
Mickey
46.
does.
Mickey does.
Mickey does, but I have to go to a 20-inch rim.
I would
Alright,
go
so-
42, Sylvia. I would go 44
Do you have-
because unless you're gonna
do you
go
have,
like
like-
a
You're gonna have to
Okay.
do significant cutting on the JL body to get 40.
I know. I have to get rid of my
42s in
tub
there.
or something.
You don't on the Gladiator. Because
So,
all that room in the back.
yes.
Patrick, is there any like crazy wheeling stories that you can think of, like one in particular or anything you want to tell us about? Like anything just
I
super
rode-
crazy or fun?
I rode over on the side of the Jeep on a trail that I shouldn't have rolled over on the side of the Jeep on. From
Nice.
Was it the parking lot?
no, it was. I mean, it technically was a black trail, but it was like one of the easy sections.
So
And
backing
I
off the
just-
trailer at Windrock and you just
Yeah.
pop those-
Back it up the trailer.
Slid it over.
And that's
And-
the reason why he didn't
and
make
then
it out of
that's
the
the
parking
reason I
lot.
didn't get to go.
Yeah.
So I just happened to be like going, and the next thing I know, the acid decided it wanted to shift a little bit, and when it shifted, it just did like the world's slowest layover. And I was
Okay,
just
so
like-
it flopped. So it flopped. So
Oh,
no
no,
damage
it-
probably.
Oh no, it damaged it because it found the only root ball that was like sticking out, and that's what damaged that
Sounds
quarter
about right.
panel.
Oh,
that
yeah.
right quarter
Okay.
panel.
Okay.
Yeah. So it just went right
Oh,
into
that's
that quarter
funny.
panel. I was like, oh, well, this is fun.
Did you get video? Did you get video?
No, because it happened just so randomly. Like we weren't even videoing. Like it was just a
Dang.
trail to.
If you got any
It was
pictures of
the.
it, then send that to me.
Yeah, if you have any pictures,
I
send it.
will. I'll see if I can find them. I know Towns. I'll have to hit up Towns and see if he has them.
Yeah.
But it was one of those like it just kind of laid over, and we were like nobody's
Yeah.
recorded because we weren't on
You're like,
anything
what
cool.
even happened here? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't
Like,
ready.
We
He
were
wasn't
headed to
ready.
Little Widowmaker and then the Big Widowmaker just to try to see him and check him out. And then next thing you know, I'm just kind of laying on the side in a rut.
Like, what
And
just
I'm
happened?
like,
Oh, that's crazy.
what
That's
am I
crazy.
doing here?
Well,
So,
Somebody
yeah,
pushed
Well,
you.
thank you for
Sabotage.
thank you for coming and telling us all about yourself and about Mistress. Is there anything coming up on the schedule, guys, that we need to tell people about? Anything you can think of that where we're going to be or what we're doing?
trunk
I'm
or
going to be
treat.
home.
Don't forget trunk or treat on the 26th.
Well,
Yes,
Friday
trunk or
night we'll
treat.
be at Trunk or Treat.
The
At
18th,
Kentucky.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Kentucky
18th.
Jeep and Truck
Kentucky.
is doing.
Yep.
Here in
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 Elizabethtown.
E-Town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's our daughter's 19th birthday, so we're going to go to Malone's and spend all the dollars that we don't have. On
Well, happy
really good
birthday,
steak.
Savannah.
Savannah,
Happy-
happy
it's
birthday.
worth
Happy
it.
birthday, Savannah. Give me
On
19.
release day. So if you're watching this, make sure to wish her
Yeah,
happy
tell
birthday.
Savannah happy birthday. Yeah,
Happy
19.
birthday.
She's awesome. Yeah. So we're going to
She's
do
a good
that.
kid.
And then I actually just posted something on Facebook for the 19th. Robin from Richmond actually sent me a message, asked if we were going to go. So I told her that we'd talk about it. But that actually reminds me, make sure you guys, again, like and subscribe here, but then follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And on Facebook, definitely always check out the events tabs because we try to put like where we're going to be and stuff like that. And if you have something coming up near you that's kind of near us and you want us to come, send it to us because sometimes
for
we don't have
sure.
nothing going on and we would love to come meet you all and
Mhm.
represent.
If you are near, let's see, Georgetown, Kentucky, there is
Yeah, that one.
there's a trunk or treat from 7 to 9.
On the 19th, right?
Yes,
The 19th,
the 19th.
Saturday.
So yeah, whatever day. Is that Saturday?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ours is Friday night.
Yep.
Thursday
Thursday,
night.
October 24th, Louisville Voodoo Jeep Club's doing a meet at Sissy Tacos
Yes.
at 5:30 on the 24th of October.
And this coming Saturday, 2K and I is having their October club ride. They're having two. Guys, this is actually really great. They are having one at Interlake.
Internet for beginners.
For beginners, it's a 101. They are going to go over this is great and it's free. It's free, right? Other than to get into Interlake.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Pretty
so.
sure Kay and I does not charge for this. You don't have to sign up. You literally just freaking go. We'll share that on our page if it'll let us share it. But they're going to have the one, it's like a wheeling 101 or something, but they will talk about how to use your winch and different situations you're in. It's something super awesome that I know that we've kind of talked about, especially with Patrick wanting to do something like that of our own. But right now they've been doing it. So go there.
They do.
And
do
then
some good stuff.
K&I is another great one. Yeah. It's a big wheeling club. So they're also having their October ride in Tackett Creek, which is an extreme ride. So, and that's in Tennessee, and it is like you're going to get body damage ride. So it's more like for buggies or idiots like me and Thomas who don't know any better you know what? The bank owns it. So let the bank worry about the dents. Let the bank worry about the dents.
Yeah.
But that's still going on. So if you are like a big wheeler and you're wanting somewhere hard to go, again, you can just show up. I don't think they have a cap on that, but we'll post that one as well.
Yeah.
Stacey, can you?
I'm posting them now.
You're the best. Stacey's posting it right now because she's the best. Which means that it's actually being posted on Monday. So you have to go back to Monday and look.
Yeah, sorry
I have-
guys. I will repost them on Friday. How about that?
Yeah, we
All
need
right,
we
there you
need 4 or 5 days to edit and all the stuff because we're busy people. So yeah, we always record on usually Monday nights, and then the Voodoo 5th annual Creeping and Jeeping for sure.
On the
And then
26th.
I'm sad now, Patrick, that you're not going to be done by the 1st of November because Thomas and I are going on the 9th annual meet and greet ride at Hollywood Park. This was a ride that you had to pre-buy tickets. So unfortunately,
There was a pre-registration.
yeah, so that's over with. We probably I feel like I posted that whenever we did that though. Like
We
in
did.
May or June.
I think
feel
there
like I did.
might be a couple of slots for various different rides because there's a vintage one, there's a section, there's a group that for women only. And I know the last I looked about a week or so ago, that there were still some open slots for those specific. There's
We're
an
doing
easy
the
section.
hard one.
Yeah, we're doing the hard. Yeah, because there's a easy medium, a medium hard, and then extreme. And we're doing the hard.
Which we're just not quite to extreme level yet. So that's why we wanted Patrick to go because he was
They're
going to be
daily
there.
drivers, so of course not.
Patrick will
We're
be
not quite.
extreme level whenever he gets.
No,
his,
I
gets
would
that.
try to. I would try to do extreme. I don't think that they would let me because of the roll cage. And,
I think
and because my husband,
I think it
because
has
my
to have the
husband
roll
going like
cage.
it does.
I think for this specific event, you have to have a roll cage.
They said that, but then someone else said
Oh
that
yeah,
your
the factory roll cage is perfectly good.
I know, and I'm like, so
is it though?
I'm trying to be like an adult right now. I'm trying to be an adult right now and be like, like I should push it, but I also don't need to die.
It was like when we were at AOAA and you went through a rock section that was on the extreme red level, and Amy and Stacy put their foot down for me and John to go through it, or else we would have gone through it.
You wouldn't have fit through the dang trees, Thomas.
Oh, I would have fit.
Because you don't have a bob head.
Oh, I would have.
You wouldn't have had either mirror or body panels going down the side. I'm just saying.
But I still would have fit.
You could have made it.
So what you're saying is
you could have made it, Thomas. You chickened out.
I'm ready. I'm ready
you
to go.
would have tried to cut down the trees.
Patrick, did you see I have flat tail lights like you now, but I don't think they're the same brand, but they're really close.
I do like them. They're pretty nice. I did see them. They're really good.
They're so
Next
bright.
Venture Motorsport.
Next Venture Motorsports, yeah.
We're going to need you to hurry up and get the Gladiator ones so my buddy can get them. My buddy Thomas.
So, all right. We've been on here for a while, so let's wrap it up. Unfortunately, some of us have to go to bed and get up really, really early.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, make sure for the third time you have not hit like and subscribe. And thank you all for hanging. Yes, and thank you all for hanging out with us. And we'll see you guys next week. Same place, same time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
All right. See ya.
Where's my hand? Oh, there's